Standard.
Whoa. What time is it, Gabe?
Why, it's 8 p.m., Ian.
Is
That means it's time for Blank as a Fart.
Dude, I'm blank as a fart right now.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Little shell shock today. It's been a week. It's been a week.
It's not over yet.
No, just
No,
one more day, though,
just one more day.
because we're running a little behind schedule. But that's cool.
I had a show to go to, but
You did, and you had a great
that
time.
was a great time.
That's all that matters.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back, everybody.
Stephen Wilson Jr. If you've never seen Stephen Wilson Jr., he's touring right now. He's on the West Coast. He was in Ireland, Europe, like a few weeks ago. He's been all over the place. Fucking awesome. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Gabe. I didn't mean to interrupt, but
Always down for a quick plug to support an indie artist. So welcome aboard, folks. We're at season 2, episode 3. Things are moving along. What did you have to lead us off today? Any opening thoughts?
well, I think just one thing I just want to make sure people that are listening wherever make sure you guys subscribe. We're available on everything: iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, Audible. Google's going away, so all you Google people, I apologize. They are closing down their Google podcasting, but you can check us out on all those. You can just go to your favorite podcasting platform for the most part. Search Blank as a Fart. Subscribe to us. That would be awesome. You can also
You'll
find
get
us
notifications for new
Yes.
episodes.
You can also find us on youtube.com/milkmanpictures, where you can see the video version of us in all our glory. But I just want to make sure people are aware.
That they know where to find us.
Yep.
Or if you're like friend of the show, Beats77, you can find us right here on the live stream on Twitch.
Twitch.tv/The Couch Co-op Show.
Here we are.
I wonder if he'll be back tonight. Probably
Let's
not.
see. Maybe not. Maybe since we're on Thursday, he might not be
He's
available.
like, what? Thursday? That's the night I fucked my wife. I don't even know if he's married. I'm just making shit up.
Anyway, let's get rolling.
This is the episode, what is it? The Man Behind the Glass.
What the title was? I didn't even look that one up.
Oh.
What I should do is get the IMDb page rolling here.
Well, I feel it's good for me to write that down, because then when I post the show, it gives the show an additional title instead of just Blank as a Fart. Then it's The Man Behind the Glass. So I don't expect you to do it, but I'm doing it just for me, for my own archiving purposes.
Oh no, and they always crack me up when I hear them too, because they always seem so corny once we hear them.
Right.
Like, I still can't get over "May the Giant Be With You."
Mm.
But then, you remember that Dwayne Dunham was working with Lucasfilm before he worked here, so there are ties. Oh, yes, The Man Behind the Glass. Doot. Anyway, we kind of start off pretty intensely this week as Ronette is in the throes of a massive panic attack in her hospital bed, thrashing about as staff try to restrain her. Cooper and Albert arrive on the scene, and Harry informs them that Ronette has torn out her own IV, and they're trying to sedate her. Someone has apparently tampered with her IV drip, and while they were at it, they inserted a cutout letter B underneath her fingernail.
This time they quick cut.
Has Bob been here?
This time they quick cut. As they went for it, they quick cut. The original one, they pull it all the way out. This one, I was watching, it's oh, they cut right away.
Yeah, no, they did that one the easy way. No sleight of hand in that shot. I definitely saw that. But yeah, has Bob been here? Cooper is convinced it has been him, as this MO was never known to anyone outside of law enforcement. Cooper then starts to inform Albert and Harry about his vision of the giant and the riddle/clues that he spoke of. Albert, obviously the skeptic, but Harry seems weirdly open to this sort of thing.
Hmm.
And I
Any,
don't know if that's his history as a bookhouse boy and his talk about, the evil in the woods of Twin Peaks.
so there's a few things I have in this whole scene. First of all,
Yeah.
Albert walks in and like he grabs the bag and he goes, "Hmm, looks like dye."
Yeah.
Just like, okay. Uh, the B, the letter
Hmm.
B. They do this really cheesy crossfade where it's like in her mouth as she's screaming. It's like, oh, that's
Yeah, yeah,
very,
yeah.
how childish
Like
is
I
that?
was kind of I didn't get that. Like,
It's
is
just
that how
like,
she's reacting while Cooper pulls it out?
I don't know.
Is she
Just,
flashing back to how she was reacting when
I don't know.
whoever was there put it? Yeah, it seemed
Just a
weird
funny
and
choice,
unnecessary.
funny
Yeah.
editing choice. And then I love Cooper's remark for the guys, gentlemen, let's stand together for a second. It's just like what? And then they get together, and it's some of the worst fucking blocking on the face of the planet. Like you watch it, and Coop is like just back to the camera, which is dumb. And then the way it's and there's so much more room where they could have opened it up a little bit. It's just like what I. It's obviously intentional, but it's just so frustratingly stupid, in my opinion. I just don't get it, and
Uh, yeah, I just kind of got the idea that it was, point of view of the observer, particularly from like the height.
I don't know.
Just you
I
had
just
some
don't
tall guy in
care.
the
I was like,
room.
no one cares at that point. Like, come on, bring us all in there. Kind of open it up a little bit. They can stand together and like let's do it properly. Like, what is the point of this awful shot that we're having to see? Anyway,
Yeah, the down like the whole downward angle. It did seem a little, I don't know, seemed like maybe an attempt to be Lynchian.
no, it just bugged the fuck
No,
out of me, Gabe.
it's just it was just shitty.
It was just
All
shitty.
right.
This show does some shitty things sometimes. A lot of the times,
Hey,
actually. Anyway,
it was experimental, man. They got a lot of money to just play around in the stuff they were doing.
experimental. Hmm.
Meanwhile, Donna is having her first meeting with Harold Smith, who is a former horticulturist, developed a bad case of agoraphobia. He was Laura's best Meals on Wheels customer, and they seem to have gotten to know each other pretty well, even if Laura kept him secret from everybody else. That seems kind of suspicious to me. Harold is well spoken and pretty charming. He tells Donna that Laura wanted him to get in touch with her if anything ever happened to her, and he asks Donna to place an orchid on Laura's grave for him. As he goes to fetch it, Donna gets shitty and starts poking around, tugging at a piece of paper stuck in a bookshelf. Harold notices, but he doesn't really seem to mind all that much, and he even offers her a bit of flattery on her way out the door. Donna promises to return.
Harold Smith is not
Mm-hmm.
a creeper at all. Uh, let me just put that out there first. Not
Whoa.
not creepy at all in any way. Somehow Donna seems anyway. Okay, so not a creeper at all. Also, this guy's a lot younger than I thought he would be.
Really?
Yeah, so like last episode, I kind of figured maybe a little more curmudgeonly, not super
The middle
curmudgeonly, but a
age
little
type,
more. Yeah, I didn't expect him to be.
like more of like a Pete character or
Yeah, like
somebody.
Donna's like what 18, 17, 18. He's
Yeah,
like
high
maybe
school senior.
20, 22. I don't know. I figured him to be
Um,
like 30 or something, 40.
the actor is actually, I want to say, in his late 20s, early 30s as he's filming this.
But he looks so
I looked
young.
up some of his credits. Yeah, he's got like those 80s leading man looks.
So yeah, so that bugged me, and then I like how Donna's like, you don't seem like a shut in, and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with your fucking barometer, Donna? Like, what the fuck is? He's definitely a shut in.
Right? If you don't leave the house, you're a shut in. Like, do shut
Jesus.
ins look a particular type?
Like, are you just
Are all
looking
shut
to be
ins
killed?
old?
Like, oh man. And then I think it's funny, like, oh, you see the little note. She goes to the note, and the subtlety of the show is just so funny. Like, he couldn't like look through a plant and see her. It's like literally just his face is against the window, staring at her. Like we couldn't
Right.
have
It's
played
just
that.
very, very
Thanks,
obvious.
just like make it so obvious that hey everyone, he knows. It's like no shit, he knows. He's fucking standing there jerking off as she's looking at this note. It's like so funny. But what I will take this, like they did put some time into this set. Like the
Hmm.
flowers and everything, and the greenhouse that's in his thing. It's like, oh man, he actually they like put some time into this one. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it
Anyway,
looks nice. They look like real plants.
anyway, continue on, my good friend.
Moving on, yes. We're at the sheriff's station now, puzzling over the clues and the links and the mystery and
The
the big
chalkboard.
psychic link. Yeah.
We got the chalkboard
The
back.
chalkboard is indoors this time. No bottles and rocks, though.
No.
Oh yeah, and then yeah, Harry not a skeptic, Albert is a skeptic, makes lots of snarky comments. But he sticks to facts and he's offering some forensic results on the current cases at hand. For one, the cocaine found in James's gas tank is a match for the cocaine found at Leo's house. So they blame Leo for that frame job and kind of cut Bobby out of that whole loop. Lucky him. The letter under Ronette's fingernail came from an issue of Flesh World. I get the feeling that the specialist, like what was it, specializing in poodle something or other.
Oh,
I get the feeling that he ad libbed that line.
gotcha.
Like I want to see like 4 or 5 different takes of what he came up for. Like maybe some dirty ones just to make the crew laugh or something.
Right.
That seems ripe for an outtake reel. Um, the sketch of Bob has turned up no hits in any national crime database, and Cooper was shot with a Walther PPK. That's right, the James Bond gun. On his way out, Albert gets mouthy with Truman again. Truman responds by threatening him with violence. However, Albert insists that he will never retaliate physically because he is a man of love, and he loves Sheriff Truman.
All right. So we're gonna
Yeah,
okay. There's a lot to unpack on this
yeah,
episode,
yeah.
on this scene, but we're gonna go back to the beginning a little bit. Something I found funny was so Albert, who's usually a man of like, he's very on the job and very refined.
Yeah, very
Uh,
matter of fact
Matter of
most of the
fact, but
time.
like does the job right and not you don't really take as a man of leisure or any kind of like relaxing. He's always on the job. So then Truman and Cooper like at the chalkboard, and then when they cut to Albert, he's like fucking got his feet up on the table, and
Yeah,
he's like he's kind of talking his shit, his game, and his feet are up on the table. But which is fine, okay, whatever. But what I thought was funny then when they cut to his close up, they don't really cut to a close up. They make sure they frame him with his legs on the table in the frame. So it's not like
yeah,
an
it's like
actual
long
it's not an
down.
actual close up. It's like, okay, this is some high school level bullshit going on right here. Like what? This is just stupid. Okay. I mean, it's funny. It's totally funny to me. I find it funny that we're seeing his legs. For a moment, I was like, "Are those even his real legs?" Anyway, that's not the case. It's just funny to
Right,
me.
right.
So and they cut back to it a couple. They cut back and forth a couple times. Then it's just like, what a funny choice.
Yeah, to have it like to be have the camera situated that far down the table from him
But then
and
cut
not be
close
at
up.
their perspective. Like I could understand if they were going from like Cooper or Truman's point of view, but the camera was way too low for that. Like the
But
camera
even
was like
but
you're
even
looking at it from the box of donuts point
but
of
that's
view or
fine. But
something
even
like
when
that.
you right. But then even when you would normally like cut to Albert for the information, like the important information, you would cut to more of a mid close up shot, like to hammer home the fact that this is important information. Instead, they cut to this shot that's just like, what? I don't know. It's just funny to me. So like
Yeah,
I had to point that out. That's some
it was an interesting choice and it stuck out
it's some high
for
school
sure.
shit. It's some high school shit.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, this
The
was
Walter
before we were in
PPK
high
thing.
school, so
The Walter PPK thing is funny, like James Bond. I don't know if there's anything else that's gonna play out further from that. That was a funny thing. Yeah, the Truman Albert thing was like, what the fuck? Uh, what the fuck is going on here? What is what? What? Like
Yeah,
he
I'm
just
not
totally
sure.
flipped coin sides here, and he's just like, I will always be about love, and it's just like
Well, I
it's
mean,
so
he didn't
disarming, but like also
necessarily.
like it seems so bullshit. What a bullshit! I don't know, man.
Yeah, given his, and I know I've used this phrase in like practically every episode we've
Yeah, I know.
discussed about him, the acerbic nature of Albert, who is just, he's generally a miserable human being and has nothing nice to say.
Clearly
And then
not.
to come back and say that, like, he walks in the path of Gandhi. I'm like, well, did Gandhi go around talking shit about everybody's clothes? Like, was Gandhi, complaining about the backwater burg he had to work in? So yeah, it seemed, even when I was a kid, I was just like, huh?
It's time to make
What?
Albert weird. We gotta get him away from this like line he's on.
But
We
and I don't,
gotta.
yeah, I
This
don't
is
know if that was just to make him
just like.
just more likable in general, like if they felt like the good guys needed to be likable.
Well, here's the thing. Like
Because really, like, Albert is the only guy on the side of law and order at this point that seems like a genuine asshole. Like everybody else we've
right,
met with a badge has been a good person at this
he
point.
seems like a proper federal agent so far, and so
Yeah,
like where Cooper is the weirdo agent, Albert is like that kind of straight laced agent, and he was that kind
right.
of up until this moment. Prior to this scene at the
Hmm.
hospital, he was still that straight laced kind of agent. And then at some point in this scene, it's like, oh, let's make him like Cooper all of a sudden. And it's just like, it was so jarring. It's just jarring. It's just like, what is happening here?
Yeah, it felt very much out of left field. But I think it's
It's
at
fun.
least at
It's
least how he
fun.
reacted. But there are kind of teases of it, like in the way
Mm-hmm.
he's dealing with Cooper over the last couple of episodes, like inquiring about his health, and like even in that same scene, telling him he looked better. So I think maybe just
But the teases are
this is
fine.
Albert. Yeah, maybe what it is it's Albert finally settling
Mm.
in to Twin Peaks and deciding it's not such a bad place. Maybe he doesn't need to be, or maybe he's just
Well,
one of those people that's a big fan of roast humor
that's the
and
writing.
small town
I
folk
think
love
they just
mustache.
dropped the hammer too soon. I think they needed to dole it out some more.
Yeah,
Let people
I,
kind
I
of,
could be
you know what I mean?
I could be extrapolating an awful lot
I
to
think you are a
fill in
little
the
bit.
cracks
I
in my
think you are
brain.
a bit.
Could be I've had 30 years to think about it. Who knows?
The expert David, expert Twin Peaks analyst Gabriel Beck.
My in-brain fanfic. There's lots of Albert stories there.
I just feel like I would love to have seen him get to that point that we're seeing in in this scene, but I just wish it would have taken a little longer, like more
Right.
development into this scene. This is just so jarring, and it's not really earned, in my opinion, yet. But that's my opinion, and that's this show is doing something that no other show has done up until this point in that time period. Back then, so it's like people are like, "Oh wow, that's cool, that's crazy." Nowadays, you watch it, and it's like, well, it took some time for me to come around to Colonel Ty in Battlestar. He was an asshole, but then I learned to love him because it's the right thing. Anyway, that's that
Is
kind
he the
of
bald guy?
yeah. Colonel Ty ended up being my favorite character on that show, but when
Yeah,
that
he
show
did start
first
off
started,
shitty.
it wasn't.
I could tell, like, I watched a very small amount of that show, but you could
You
tell
didn't
very
watch it
early
all?
on. No, I got
Oh,
I got to the hookers in space one and I lost interest.
oh my god, such a good show.
I'll give it a shot again someday. But like, there was the episode where Adama thought his kid died
Hmm.
and he didn't. But like when he thought he did, the colonel came up behind him and like was very genuine. Like, oh my god, like didn't say anything, but you could tell just by the touch. I'm like, these are two old friends who
Right.
genuinely care for each other, and like this guy is genuinely sorry.
So
Like,
this is the kind of relationship like, but you build that over, and this is what something. I guess this is what we're saying that like this is what Twin Peaks started, but
mhm.
where other shows then built off of, and like, well, we can build that over more episodes, earn more of the respect. You know, right now I watching myself watching, it's like, okay, sure, he's just all of a sudden this, but like it would have been cool to earn it. It would have been more rewarding to earn that in a later episode. But they
Yeah.
don't know right now. They're still playing with this formula, and it's kind of cool to see it, but it's like, well, it didn't work here. It's not working. This is not the way it should be, in my opinion. Maybe it works for
Yeah.
others. That's fine. Anyway,
Well, I mean, I do want to tease that Albert is not the only other FBI agent that we will see.
but he's the best one, right?
Ooh, I'll let you decide on that. In the end, yes, but there is a very close second
Oh, okay.
that I won't spoil.
So that means Coop's third.
No, you're right. I should rephrase that. Coop is the best.
Oh, I like.
Albert's second.
I was enjoying Albert. I was hoping Albert. Anyway, I don't. We'll wait. We'll
Oh,
wait on.
you haven't
We'll
seen
wait
the.
on this. We'll wait on this rating of the federal agents later. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, once we meet them all, and I will tell you that you've not seen the last of Albert.
I don't
Albert will
expect to.
return.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised we've seen him so much. I mean, he's been in every episode in this new season. Is he in the
He's.
whole series?
Do you mean does he show up in the third one as well?
Well, no, but I mean this whole season. That's what I meant. This whole season. Is he in this entire season?
I don't know that he shows up in every episode.
Because so far he has.
Um, the back half, I'm not sure about. I'd have to
Mm.
go back and look. There's a lot that he's in for.
Okay.
A lot of FBI related stuff.
All right.
But I don't want to get too ahead of things.
Let's not.
Let's not. So anyway, Albert, what a guy. Miguel Ferrer, terrific actor. Love watching him work.
RoboCop.
RoboCop, Crossing Jordan.
Crossing Jordan. Jeez.
That's
I've
all I
seen
can think
episodes of
on the
that.
spot.
He's been in a lot of things.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He has been. I remember he was in the pilot of ER.
Isn't he in an
As yeah,
Isn't he in? Is he in the first Beverly Hills Cop or no?
I'm not entirely
Oh,
sure.
I know he's in
we'd
one of
have to
those
look that
action
up.
films as a kind of a bad cop. Anyway,
Maybe.
is he not in the banana? Isn't it my tailpipe? Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Anyway, let's not talk
What the
about
hell
that.
are you talking about?
Never mind. Continue on.
Where are we going? Oh yeah, we're still in the sheriff's station,
Yes.
but we're in the waiting room now. Cooper is chatting with James. He tells him that he knows he was framed. They're going to let him go, but he also sternly warns him, "Hey, cut the renegade bullshit. If you come up with something, talk to us. Don't try and do this all on your own." Meanwhile, Lucy is brainstorming words that contain the letters RBT that were found under the victim's fingernails. When her lunch date shows up, ladies and gentlemen, meet Dick Tremaine. Hawk is all of us as he quickly and succinctly displays his distaste for this new character, who is what you would call a classic fop. What do you think of Dick?
What did I put here? Oh,
Do you want to wait until the next scene?
no, I just put a new clown. Great.
Clown. And boy, is he ever. I mean, oh man. This is again just like one of like David Lynch's 50s obsessions, you know? This is just straight out of like a 50s sitcom's impression of a British man, you know? This is like what every 50s American would think of as a European man.
So okay, here's the other thing.
And well, honestly, they wouldn't be far off the mark.
So
But
sometimes I think about like the titles that they chose. Obviously, these weren't titles that were chose originally, but they're titles they chose later. So last week's
yeah.
episode, Coma, there's someone in a coma, obviously.
Mhm.
Who's the man behind the glass in this episode, and is it him?
Is it Dick?
Yeah, because Lucy's behind the thing, and they're both Hawk and Dick are is kind of behind the glass of her little area that she's in.
I have a theory about it, but it hasn't come up yet, so
Okay, all right,
I'll point it out when we get there.
all right.
So after Lucy and Dick head out, Leland approaches the police and explains to him that he knows the man in the sketch.
I love it in this scene. He just kind of jumps out. Like he doesn't jump out,
Yeah.
but it just seems like he's like, "Oh, hey guys."
Yeah, boom, here's Leland.
The frame. This
Um,
is anyway.
the shot that we get right before he shows up, though, I thought was kind of interesting, where it follows them as they cross the door into the hallway, because the conference room has those two doors.
Right.
So the camera is passing through that other door. I thought that was kind of a neat shot. That's one of those ones. I really think the approach that the director is trying to take here is like being, the camera being the fly on the wall or the person in the room, as it were.
Well, I did look up this
And
director, and
yeah,
we can get it
it's
at the end. But she
mhm.
is prolific, and she has done some of my favorite shit. So she's
She
not
is,
a
and
hack. So she's for
yeah, and
real.
it's not our first episode with her either.
Right.
We did discuss her earlier, but if you took more notes on her, yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing what you have about her. As with last week, Leland explains that this man lived in a lot near his grandparents' summer home when he was a young boy. This time he adds that he would taunt him by throwing lit matches at him, saying, "You want to play with fire, little boy?" Where have we heard that before?
Here's what I'll say about this is like, because he talks about this dude flicking matches,
Hmm.
and Leland is a match flicking pro because he fucking flicks that match and it just
Right
perfectly
into that
lands
standing
right.
ashtray.
And both Truman and Coop watch it just perfectly
Yeah.
land in this ashtray, and it's just like,
I'm like, wow.
nothing to see here. This is completely normal.
Right?
I just thought it
Oh,
was
Leland,
funny.
yes. He did play second in the match tossing
Yeah,
contest
right.
last summer.
I know it has nothing to do with anything, but it was just like, of course, of course.
It did, yeah. It seemed weird. Like this isn't a scene that I remembered all that deeply, but it seemed so strange to me this time that yeah, like that match lands perfectly lit right in the ashtray,
It's just like,
and Cooper just picks it up and blows it out. He's like, "Yep, that sounds like our guy." And nobody is bothered or otherwise takes note of the fact that Leland pulled off this,
it's just funny as fuck. I don't know.
yeah, this YouTube stunt. Um, so after this, we're at lunchtime at the Double R, and if you thought Major Briggs was a bore, you don't know Dick.
Mm,
Guess how long it took me to come up with that line?
not long.
Not long at all. Not only is he a fop, he is also clearly a cad, as he's been ducking Lucy ever since taking advantage of her doing a brief fling a few weeks ago. But now that she's knocked up, she's dragged him back into her life. Let's find out where this love triangle goes.
I'm gonna say
Um,
this. I'm kind of disappointed that this is where this is what it is.
that
Like
that Lucy
Lucy's
was seeing somebody
this.
else,
Well,
or
but
that
this is
someone
who
else she
she's
was seeing was
seen.
Dick.
Like, I don't know. She seems so. I don't know. It's so like, I don't know. It just seems so
I get it.
incongruent. It just seems like, oh, we just need to we need something to play. We just need a plot device for this, and we're gonna write this asshole in, and then I don't know. It just seems it's so it's. And here's the other thing: did they go to lunch or dinner? Because they are eating fucking roast beef with gravy and mashed potatoes. And it's like, what is this? I don't know. This whole scene is just this scene. I mean,
No, it's lunch at the Double R.
oh my god, it's so
Which,
fucking
okay, our
stupid.
first visit
Well, that's
to
what
the Double R. I would like to point out as we scroll down the
I'll
bar.
have this special, please. Oh, roast beef, mashed potato gravy with salad, side salad. It's like just a full dinner for lunch. Of course. Why
I've
not?
seen it happen. It's that didn't strike me as strange.
It struck me
But
as
but
also
as we
normal
are at the
coffee
Double R,
cups. Anyway.
not only normal coffee cups, but we do still see the oddly platformed coffee cups in the very first shot
Oh, do
as
we?
we scroll down the counter. Yes,
Oh,
they are there.
that's weird.
They are not just a David Lynch thing. It is confirmed.
All right. But okay.
So they
So
show up on set all the
maybe they
time.
only have like 5 cups. And
Yeah, maybe they have a limited couple of sets, and maybe they're only clean sometimes because
so
maybe they're
one
actually in
person's like,
rotation at the
"Those are
restaurant,
not real coffee cups, David Lynch. We want these ones in here." And it's like, well, I don't care about real coffee cups. I want the weird ones in here. It's like,
right?
and that's the argument that is going on. And then like when they have a wide shot, it's like, well, all we have is these 6 coffee cups. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you and your coffee cups.
It's important.
I thought that Kimmy Robertson did some amazing work in the scene.
Is that his
We
name?
get her name,
Her name? Oh, sorry. I meant
Lucy.
okay, Lucy. But who's? Do you know the dude's
Let
name?
me, yeah, I looked this up. Um, I got the IMDb page. We'll look it up here real quick. Doot. Here's all the regulars. Where's our new folks? Ian Buchanan is the actor's
Ian
name.
Buchanan.
We'll go off on a little tangent. Born in Scotland. Yeah, I did a little research on him. He actually did come to the States as an international fashion model. He got his start working in London, came to New York and studied at the Strasberg Institute.
Oh,
Has done an awful lot of work in soap operas, had a long stretch on General Hospital that he came back to in the 2020s.
you know what he actually
Uh,
reminded me of? He looks
what's that?
similar to the actor that plays Leland. They have something
Yeah,
going on that's similar.
they do have, they had similar hair. Just, yeah, general similar facial structures.
Mm-hmm.
He reminds me a lot of Ben Horn. Like, I think
Oh,
all
okay.
three of them are kind of cut from the same overall cloth. He also appeared in primetime on It's Gary Shandling's show
Oh,
from 88 to 90. Yeah, this spot, Dick Tremaine on Twin Peaks, was only his third acting credit,
oh, wow. Okay.
right? So, interesting facts about him. You know what? While we're on the IMDb page, let's look up Lenny Von Dolan, who plays Harold Smith. So yeah, his film debut was in Tender Mercies in '83 with Robert Duvall.
Oh.
Yeah, he was given the lead in a movie '84 called Electric Dreams. Yeah, lots of leads in the '80s. Under the Biltmore clock. I mean, leads I've never heard of, but he also appeared in Home Alone 3 as one of the bumbling bad guys.
Oh, the best one.
Never seen it.
That was a joke.
But yeah, he also had a long string of credits.
That's the Home Alone without Macaulay Culkin.
There's more than one without
Well, I
Macaulay.
know there is, but that's the first. Okay, sorry, Gabe.
That's
That's
the
the
Yes, you're
first
right. That's the
one.
first one. Oh no. There it is. Okay. Back to my notes. Where did we leave off?
We're in the
Love
just before
triangle.
James and Maddie.
Yeah. So we're moving from one love triangle to another. As off in a booth, James and Maddie are chatting. James is filling her in on Donna's odd behavior back at the jail. Uh, Gets pretty graphic about it, doesn't he?
I just would like to say that cute shit song guitar playing from the last episode that gets, and then just to spoil it, this song is then played throughout this episode. Like the guitar.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it kind of becomes James's theme.
It's funny too, though.
Uh,
Angelo, whatever his name is,
Badalamenti.
Badalamenti.
Mhm.
Bottle me up. Did they must have worked on it together enough that it he then does play it with the main theme towards the end, like it's layered on top of it. You got
It's
the,
yeah, the chord structure is
yeah,
similar.
it's similar. So like they
I
must
think it
have
trends
when,
major versus minor, but it's the same
but it's
progression.
there. So like at the end of the show, there's a moment. I think it's with Donna. I don't know, but they play the main theme on top of the weird guitar song theme. So,
Yeah.
but so I
Lower
appreciate
theme
that,
over just
but it's
yeah.
just like when that starts, I just think about that scene.
And you will for a
The
while,
whole season.
the whole season. It's going to
Cool.
come up
I love
again
it.
and
I love
again.
it.
Don't lie to me.
I mean, it's something to talk
um,
about.
it is. It's something to come up. But again, that song and that scene are just really just
At least we don't get the vocals. It's just the guitar. That's fine.
yeah,
That's fine.
yeah. But it's still it's like it is the my least like aspect of the entire series.
I
Like
get
I
it.
can't think of anything I dislike more
Well, you know what's
than that
shitty about
scene.
it? Like, if it had been done well, we would be praising it.
Maybe.
Well, like
I don't
maybe
know.
if they didn't sing and he was just playing guitar riff, just a different
Yeah.
riff, and just like playing it to them, maybe that's what they should have done. Anyway, I
Or
don't want
just,
to.
not have him sing like someone was squeezing his balls the whole time.
Anyway,
Balls, how'd it go? Falsetto.
I'm gonna have that played at your funeral, Gabe. And I'm gonna stand around, just sit there and like lip sync it.
As long as you play it. No, you have to do it live.
Oh, I have to do it live.
You
All
have
right.
to you have to do it on
I
guitar.
have to
I'll
learn how
allow
to.
it.
I have to learn how to play it. All right.
I don't think it's hard. I don't think it's a difficult song.
10-4,
That
good buddy.
maybe that's how we end the whole series is
10-4,
you
good
and I
buddy.
playing that song.
Yeah, right. Well, you have to lay down on the. You have to like kneel down on the carpet with with someone else, and then
No, no, no. You've got to do that because you have the hair.
all
Because
right,
the hair has got to sway with
all
that.
right, if you say so.
I'll play the guitar. We'll figure it out.
Mm.
Oh my, we're getting off track again here, and I'm still on my first whiskey, folks.
But a
Yeah, yeah,
second dose
yeah.
of weed
Of the day?
probably your fourth or fifth, sixth or seventh. I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
Who keeps track? Who keeps track of that sort of thing?
Not me.
Yeah. Anyway, James and Donna. No, James and Maddie.
Yes,
James, broody boy that he is, earns himself a hand holding from Maddie, which Donna just happens to walk in on,
just happens.
and she's pretty quite upset by that. Understandably so. She's a teenager.
They do it a couple times. I mean, they're gonna do it again, but like they do these things with James and Maddie where they do something naughty and then they do a close up, and then
Yeah, and it's just like,
reveals Donna in this scene, and then in the next one they do it again. And the
yeah,
next time it's like they keep doing like
and
they
they
do
act all
something naughty,
surprised. It's like,
reveal Donna.
what are you expecting? Right?
Dun dun dun. Anyway,
Soap opera shit starting to creep in all over the
that's pretty
place here.
hardcore.
Yep. Now we're back to One-Eyed Jacks, where Blackie is wasting good drugs on a teenage prisoner as she's shooting Audrey up with heroin. For what? I mean, is this just to keep her compliant,
This
or
reminds me of my fetish days. Uh,
girls tied up in chairs getting shot up with heroin
I mean, it
against
was
their will?
chloroform. Not we weren't doing actual drugs. You can't afford actual drugs, but yeah, hot girls getting
Not
tied
even
up.
like the ground up vitamin B12 that they
Yeah,
use for fake cocaine or
there you
whatever.
go. There you go.
She's got one
Yeah,
of the girls filming it, presumably to extort Benjamin Horn. Uh,
hottest filmmakers ever. Just hottest
right?
camera
Yeah.
people. It's like, why is this what's happening? Like, you should be shooting that, not this. Anyway, whatever.
I guess it's a slow day on the floor.
I guess so.
Emery Battis, the old panicky idiot, is serving as devil's advocate and raising some valid concerns about this harebrained scheme. Back at the sheriff's station, Philip Gerard has finally made his appointment to sell the sheriff some shoes. Ooh, there's a tongue
Okay, hold
twister
on a
for
second
you.
about this. So this is my other thing.
Hmm.
So this scene
Hmm.
is funny to me because like, so you're telling me this one-armed dude set up this entire shop in Truman's office? Like,
Right?
what?
Like he that rolling case, but like,
A rolling case, but a whole like stand with all the shoes. It's just like,
dude,
what?
talk about a throwback. I mean, like door-to-door salesmanship went out the door a long time ago.
This guy's got it
It
locked
was it
down.
in its death throes when I was a kid. But I guess in smaller towns like this, it was longer before it faded out.
This brings up another thing too later when like Coop is like, "Oh, he's been here? No shit, he's been here. He's been wheeling in shoes all day. You didn't see this guy setting up the fucking shoe store in my office, Coop? Like what the? I
Right?
mean,
Yeah.
whatever. I don't want to get
Where
into
was
that
Cooper
kind
doing
of
all that?
bullshit, but it's just like funny to me. It's like whatever.
Yeah. Cooper off with Albert typing up reports or something while that was going on? Who knows?
Who knows?
Oh yeah.
He
Mr.
loses it.
Gerard becomes unsettled and disoriented when he sees the flyer with Bob's drawing on it.
Mm-hmm.
He excuses himself to the bathroom to take some medication. Truman takes this time to join Cooper in his office as he has an appointment. Oh, see, yeah, it's not set up in the office, it's set up in the conference room.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the office is the one with
Which
the deer
should be,
head.
yeah, which should be even more noticeable.
Right.
So
Right.
it makes the plot hole even bigger. But anyway,
We
anyway,
digress.
we digress. What else are podcasts for if not to digress?
That's all they are. Digress
That's
the
all they are. It's
podcast.
digression. But yeah, this was another. I like this scene a lot. I thought this scene was fun.
Oh yeah, the Shelley
Uh,
scene.
yeah, Truman takes this time to join Cooper in his office as he has an appointment to ask some questions of Shelley, who is playing the meek but supportive housewife, claiming that she will not testify against her husband because she loves him
And
and she
Coop
wants no harm to come to him.
and Coop is on that shit like white on
Oh,
rice,
oh,
dude.
oh,
He's
yeah,
just okay,
dude.
and he plays
He's
along.
right through it. He's like, "Yep." And hopefully you'll get your good old husband back just the way he was,
Yeah,
right? Because
perfect.
he
And she's
knows.
like, and
He
then she's like, all
knows.
in. There's a moment of like worry right there. She's like, what?
And she's like,
And
"Wait
he
a
just
minute."
and he just
Like,
pushes her out the door.
yeah, like literally, like physically walks her out. He's like, "Yeah,
He'll be
we'll come see you if
fine.
we need anything."
You'll love him in a few, which goes against everything that Bobby and her were kind of. Anyway, it's kind of funny.
Cooper knows what's up.
My stupid comment
Not
was
this video.
Shelley belongs in an anime. She's got the perfect anime nose. Like the profile shot when they start on her, she's got this perfect anime nose that like anyway, so I just wrote she belongs in an anime. That's neither here nor there, but that's just what I thought.
Neither here nor there. But hey, I can see it 100%. She's got the big old eyes and the elf features.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Yeah, Cooper sees through the bullshit, but plays along and puts a quick end to the charade, showing Shelley out. He tells Truman, yeah, he suspects it's about the insurance money. He's dead on. But neither one of them seems to have wised up to the fact that Bobby is fucking Shelley. So, how is Bobby getting away with the shit that he's getting away with?
Well, he became a
He
better
is
actor
really
this
flying
year.
under the radar.
He became a better actor this year, Gabe. I don't know if you knew this, but
Enough
like
to fool the people in character.
he's
apparently.
such a mediocre actor this season that I forgot he was even on this show, on this episode. Oh yeah, Bobby. We don't even see him this week, so
That's right. He doesn't make an appearance in this episode at all.
Pete
I think that's
doesn't.
the
We hear
first
about
time.
Pete. Pete makes a phone call, but we don't see Pete or Catherine.
Yeah.
We don't see.
We
We don't
also
even know
don't
if
see
Catherine's
Andy.
still alive. Actually, do we? Still,
No,
technically.
we have no. Yeah, there's no word of Catherine.
There wasn't the brothers Horn. There was just a brother Horn.
There was a brother. Yeah, no Jerry. That's not unusual. Jerry's only in a few episodes here and there.
Who else do we know?
We did not get Andy. This was our first episode without Andy, who called out sick.
Yeah, got a lot of
So as
Hawk
not
this
to-
episode though.
Yeah,
A lot of
lots
Hawk.
of Hawk. So yeah, maybe some people had scheduling issues this week during this shoot. Who knows?
All right.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Cut to the one-armed man on the can as Philip Gerard is struggling with some kind of injection, with some sort of weird metallic distortion over the sound of the proceedings. Whatever he was trying to do, he didn't do it fast enough, as someone else seems to take over his body, claiming to know that Bob is there and that he's after him now. I'm pretty sure
Go
that
ahead.
this is our man behind the glass here.
That's what you think?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you say
Because
that?
if you'll remember, Cooper's dream, the one-armed man that he saw in his dream, was named Mike.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, so,
But is he behind glass?
well, glass being a metaphorical
Uh,
term.
I guess I didn't see that. My whole thing was one armed man looks like he has. Okay, first of all, one armed man looks like he has two. Because in this scene, it literally looks like his other hand is coming out. Like, I don't know if he isn't at. Like, anyway. And then,
We've seen that he is a legitimate amputee.
I guess, but it seems like he has another arm the entire time. So I don't know. Okay, fine. And the whole Jekyll and Hyde thing is cheap. What a cheap out. Ugh. Anyway, I don't get the glass. I don't get him being behind the glass.
I don't know. I just think of glass as like a facade or,
I got you.
something like that.
I get that. Okay, I get that. I get that. All right.
But yeah, I could be way off base on this one. Remember that these were,
You're probably
uh,
right. You're probably right. I'm
remember
not
that
as
the
smart as
titles
you,
that we're
Gabe.
seeing were originally come up with in German and
Hmm.
subsequently translated back into English. So
Gloss.
yeah, so maybe this was just a different kind of translation here.
Hmm.
Regardless, he's after Bob now. Our first scene at the Great Northern starts with a sousaphone in an elevator and a reverse pan over the shoulder of the secret Asian man. I
Secret
didn't sing. There you
Asian man. I'm kind of tired of this guy. Like, just fucking
we
do
yeah,
something.
give us a payoff already. They're dragging this out way too
I
long.
almost thought he was going to, and then he fucking didn't.
Well, he did follow Cooper
He did
at the
follow
end of
Cooper,
this scene,
but you know what
but that's all he
you know
did.
my takeaway is from that scene?
What's that?
What's with all the cheerleaders at the lodge? Did I miss something? Like, why are all these girls in cheerleader outfits? Like, what is going on all of a sudden? What was that about? There's like
Well,
four or five of them just hanging out.
with the marching band,
The marching band?
the sousaphone, and the bass
Oh,
drum.
okay, but that okay.
So I don't know, marching band competition in town.
Is that what it is? I mean, okay.
They could be visiting from out of state for a high school game.
Yeah, but all the
Who
cheerleaders are
knows?
wearing different. But anyway, sure.
Oh, I
Competition
didn't
makes
notice that.
sense. Competition makes sense, but they're all wearing different. Like there's a green and a white and a blue and a. It's just like what the
There
fuck.
were more than two different kinds
There's
of
like four.
cheerleaders
There's like three or four different colors.
because the marching band was wearing the same uniform. I remember, but
All right.
interesting.
Anyway,
Anyway,
that's what I
cheerleaders,
took. I mean,
cheerleaders,
come on,
cheerleaders.
Gabe. I'm a pervert. I like
Yeah,
notice
I know you're staring at the cheerleaders.
children, not children. No, I
Jesus
I
Christ!
gotta edit this out now.
Oh my God,
That is not what I meant.
that is not what he meant.
I'm gonna edit
I
that
can
out.
see how red I'm turning right there. Thank God there's no one on the Twitch stream tonight.
I'm so drunk. I'm not that drunk actually, but that was just a slip of fucking what do you call him? Freud.
Freudian slip.
That was a
Yeah,
Freudian slip.
Freudian slip. All right. So where are we at? Cooper's approaching Ben Horn to discuss his daughter. Ben doesn't seem overly concerned as Audrey has been prone to runaway bouts in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Ben is just slimy as fuck in this scene, man. It's just like
Yes.
he's at his worst as he implies that his daughter is some sort of succubus and wonders aloud about Cooper's intentions. Cooper politely but firmly pushes back regarding his professionalism, and it's clear as the conversation ends that he really doesn't care much for Mr. Horn. Neither do I right now. This is just, yeah, leaves you feeling like you need a shower after this scene.
Which is kind of crazy because I haven't ever felt like he felt that shitty about his daughter.
No, he never felt like genuinely evil up until now. Like, I never really felt any malice. It was just kind of like a hedonist sort of narcissism thing.
I almost feel like if he knew his daughter was at the one eye at One Eye Jack's, then I would
Hmm.
buy that he like he's like he doesn't give a shit. But like he's always been very nice, very sweet to his daughter. Like it just seems so like why
Right.
would you
Like
be
they had,
even worse to somebody else you
and they
like
even had that big scene right before Audrey
right.
took off where like she wanted to be his daughter again and they tried to make up. So why would he turn right to this?
There's just some very
And you know,
uneven character stuff in this episode that's like I don't really
it
buy.
does,
It seems
yeah.
not authentic. But
No, it does seem over the top slimy for him.
they're just trying to push a narrative, obviously, to like get they're trying to push something. So I guess that's the
Yeah,
direction we're going, Gabe.
yeah. But yeah. Anyway, as Cooper's leaving, a secret Asian man finally puts down his paper for a change and starts to follow Cooper. Maybe he's going to give him a number and take away his name.
There he is.
We return to One-Eyed Jacks as a strange man with a strange accent feeds a doped-up Audrey caramel and then dopes her up a little bit more.
I
Turns
thought
out,
this episode couldn't get any more creepy, and then
oh man,
this is a pretty fucking creepy ass scene.
this really is because we've got some good acting again. It turns out Blackie is not plotting alone. That's right. We have the inimitable Michael Parks making his debut in Twin Peaks as Jean Renault,
The brother.
older brother to the recently deceased Jacques and the somewhat less recently deceased Bernie. He is accompanied by Blackie's sister Nancy. The two of them don't seem to get along very well. Using the footage from the blackjack tables, Battis identifies Cooper as an FBI agent. And now we see Jean's motivation for joining the party. He wants Cooper dead as vengeance for Jacques. Audrey is not only bait for ransom, but for revenge as well.
What I don't like about this should have been shot way more seedy, and it's all just shot the same as the rest of the show, and it's all very
Feels
kind
pretty
of
clean, yeah.
clean and just like not framed very well. And it's like, man, I want it to be a little more dark and like
Yeah, those the
uh,
earlier scenes that we had in One Eyed Jacks felt a little more underground and illicit, like
everything's
you,
just so
you
well
know,
lit, and it's just like
a speakeasy kind of thing. Yeah, this
right. It's
feels
just
like, it's like 2 in the afternoon and the windows are wide open.
it's
That's
just
kind
I
of,
don't
yeah.
know. It's
It
weird.
does, yeah, and maybe it's because they're in the office or what have you, but
Or
it
they're just
doesn't.
they're on a fucking schedule, Gabe, and they want to bring this episode in cheap. It's just
Yeah,
like fuck
could
it,
be.
fuck it.
But yeah, I agree that the atmosphere
It just
at
doesn't buy.
One-Eyed
It's
Jacks
not the
for these
same
scenes, yeah,
because
it's
this,
not as grim as it
especially this
should be.
episode, should really be dark and just fucking seedy as fuck, and it's just not.
Right. Yeah, because as Jean says at the end of this, they don't really have a need for Audrey staying alive at the end of all this. So they're planning on getting rid of her when
But it's
they're
so
all
bright
said
and
and done.
cheery. I mean, she's not gonna die, Mama.
Everybody happy, as Jean would say.
And his accent is
It's
whatever.
believable.
Is it?
You know,
It's
even
fine.
at dude, even at
It's
this point, Michael
workable. It's
Parks,
workable. I don't know if it's believable. It's workable.
even at this point, Michael Parks had a 30-year career in
Sure,
Hollywood. So
sure, sure.
he is no slouch there. What is it you remember him best as? Probably Earl McGraw.
Actually, the first thing that comes to mind is like his scene in Kill Bill when he's talking to Uma Thurman in the black and white stuff, right?
Hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? When he
Well,
has,
he actually has two different
well, he does
parts
have
in
two
Kill
different
Bill.
parts, but like in the one where,
I remember him mainly as the pimp.
I, well, isn't he a pimp in the? Are we talking about Kill Bill?
Yeah,
So when they're
he's
in the
Esteban
South
Viejo.
South
Yeah,
American thing, and he's like, he might have some like, some like syphilis. I don't know what he's got like some not syphilis,
yeah.
herpes or something on his mouth, and it's in black and white, and he's talking, and it's just like super close up on his face, and he's talking to Uma Thurman,
Hmm.
and he's being sexy and
Okay,
like
yeah, we're
he's
talking about the
trying to
same
be
character. I guess I
suave.
just don't remember that scene being in
Oh,
black and
he's
white.
being very suave and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 100% the same guy.
That's what I'm thinking of. When I see him, I always just think of that scene because that scene is for some reason in my head is like that is the most swarmiest, and that's what I think he should be in this, like just swarmy and disgusting. So I just think
Yes.
that in because he's so anyway, he's
You'll
great
get to
at he
spend
can
more.
be a great
Yeah.
actor when you give him. Well, this is the difference between film and television. That's
Yeah.
these are clearly two of the same characters, but when you're given money and time versus no money and no time.
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, yeah, John's sticking around for a while. I'm curious now, though, to see. I'm not sure if he's in any episodes that were directed by Lynch.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
So, yeah, might be worth double checking on that because if I remember right, Lynch only has two more credits.
Because then
One of those
also,
being the very last episode.
just for my own thing, doesn't he also in the? I mean, in the Grindhouse thing, he plays in Robert Rodriguez's. He plays
Mm,
the
yeah,
the sheriff in the cop part
sure.
when everyone's in the
Yes.
hospital, and he's like, anyway, I just like, and
Yeah,
but he's
that's
also
Earl
great in that
McGraw.
too because he's like really, they're all running through this thing. He's like being matter of fact and like doling out orders and shit. Anyway, no, he's a
Yeah,
great actor, dude. One of the
that's
greatest.
Earl McGraw. That's the character I was referring
Okay,
to
okay, I got you.
earlier. So yeah, and that character was in several movies, uh, both halves of Grindhouse. So he's been with Tarantino and Rodriguez.
Where
Yeah,
is he in it?
that's
Where
where
is he
most.
in the first Grindhouse? I don't remember him in Death Proof. Where is he
I
in?
might be wrong. I've only seen them
Oh,
once, and it was a long time ago.
oh.
So
You don't rewatch that shit? What's wrong with you? No.
it's been a while since I've rewatched a Tarantino or a Rodriguez movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. I want to say the last Rodriguez I watched was Machete, and that would have been like what, 17 years ago?
I think the last Rodriguez I watched was the Battle Angel film.
Oh, Alita or whatever.
Yeah, Battle Angel Alita, yeah. Which is
Mm.
not that bad, but not that great
And
either.
yeah, I'm way behind on Tarantino. I still haven't even done Hateful Eight. I think my last Tarantino was Django, which I was just okay on. I thought that was all right. I liked Inglorious Bastards way better.
You'll probably love Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
Hateful Eight is a watch. You have to. It's.
Should I watch the original first or should I watch that Netflix
I would watch
expanded
the
version?
original first,
Yeah.
just to see if you. It's like more of like a theater play, so it's like.
Yeah, that's kind of the impression that I get. Is it's like, mostly just these same five people in one room for the same
And
3 hours,
if
right?
you really dig it, then blow it out. But
And yeah, blow it out. All right. Good to know.
you heard it here,
Uh,
folks. Folks, you're getting all the shit from all directions. Anyway,
Hateful Eight is my stepdad's favorite Tarantino.
which one?
Hateful Eight is.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's his favorite
interesting.
one.
I don't know if I could
Yeah,
say
I'm
that
not
for
sure
me,
why.
but that's cool.
I always go back to Pulp Fiction just for nostalgia factor. Can't help it. Moving back to Harry's desk as he's just gotten word from Pete that Josie has checked in and will be returning home soon.
We hear from Pete.
As
We don't see Pete, but we hear from him.
right,
So he gets a mention. What up, Pete?
yeah. Do we even get his voice?
No.
Can we hear his voice
No.
over the phone?
I don't
So
think we
yeah,
does know that.
no Jack Nance at all this week. As Cooper shows up with coffee and donuts,
Yes, donuts!
donuts. Harry asks Cooper for a favor. He wants to approach Josie alone first to find out what the deal is. Cooper offers no resistance, only trust. Hawk shows back up to let them know he's confirmed the existence of the house that Leland claims to have seen Bob. I think we forgot to mention that when Leland was talking to the sheriff earlier, he did bring up that the family name at that household was Robertson.
Yes.
Bob Robertson or something.
RBT.
RBT. Leland claims, yeah, so he's confirmed the existence of the house, but it's going to be morning before they see any kind of official records. Truman asks anyone if anyone's seen Gerard. Cooper perks up, remembering that the one-armed man and Bob are connected. He makes a beeline for the bathroom, where he finds Philip's unused syringe or his chemicals, and references the giant's third and final clue.
Oh, the giant.
Without chemicals, he points. Yeah, that one.
This whole giant thing is really starting to wear on me, man.
Wow, he
I
didn't
don't
even
know.
show up this week.
I know, but the whole idea that this is
Well,
like
here's
some
something I
quest
find
in
funny.
Skyrim that like it's just like whatever. Okay, fine. Let's do it.
Jesus, it does really have kind of a JRPG feel to it at
It's
this
like,
moment,
oh,
doesn't it?
the blah 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 said the blah blah blah. Oh, I came upon the blah blah blah. Oh yeah, let the quest begin. Let the bequest end. Let the bequeath me the drugs, said the giant.
Right?
I don't know. I'm just
Find
like,
the chemicals with chemicals in yellow print.
it's fine. It's just funny. It's funny to
I
me.
do I do want to point out the fact and laugh at Albert saying earlier when Cooper starts talking about the giant. He's like, any relation to the dwarf?
Exactly. It's
Right?
it's it's
Well,
it's 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 funny. It's and also it's of a time when they're coming up. They're trying to come up with something new. So
mhm.
it's such a plot device. It's a plot device we know well, especially as gamers, because that's just where we are. Back then,
Right.
our games were just like run, jump over the pipe and go down the pipe and avoid the fire flames and bullets. It wasn't you get a quest or something. Back then it was just, survive, don't die, and then they're trying to give a character a quest in a mythical way, which is fun and cool and new as I watch it
Especially
now.
for a police
Right.
procedural.
Right. And as I watch it now, it's just like how quaint and silly. you know? So it's I don't
30
have
years later,
I don't
yeah.
have the nostalgia you have to it, so like I come with it with this baggage of like all this other
Oh
shit is
yeah.
just like,
Yeah, dude,
oh
I
my
watched this
god, here
show
we go.
years before I ever played a Final Fantasy game, you
right?
know?
Right? It's funny that perspective you can put on things. Like if I had nothing, if I had watched this when you watched it, I'd probably be right where you are right now. I'd probably
Mhm.
defend this, hands down. I'd defend it because it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I had never seen anything like it. But
Yeah,
I
and
never
that's
watched it.
exactly where I come.
I never
And that's
watched it.
exactly what appealed to me about it.
Right,
I
right.
mean, if you look at it now, there's a million
There's
shows like
so
Twin
many.
Peaks
It's
now.
like, and now
But
the quest giver
but
is so quaint and funny. And it's like
yeah,
the
yeah.
giant said this. It's like, of course the giant said that. Did you kill the giant and take his fucking club and gift it to someone else for his quest? Like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like,
It is. It's a lot like, playing Final Fantasy 7 three times through
right.
and then going back and playing Final Fantasy 1.
So part of me is always trying to switch that off and not be such a cynic.
Yeah.
But part of me can't help it, and part of me knows that the show wants me to be this way. Part of me knows, like,
It's well, yeah,
you know what I mean?
the
It's
contrast
funny.
is a big part of it.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
The
Anyway,
contrast is where
so the
the essence
giant,
of drama is
the
conflict.
giant is wearing thin, but fine. I want to see where it goes, but it's wearing thin.
We'll see where it goes.
Indeed. Carry on, my good
Oh, we
friend.
will. Where are we? We're at Cooper charging in about. Oh no, we got that. We're back at the hospital checking in on Nadine. She's still comatose, but is jacked up on adrenaline and is tearing constantly through restraints. So they put the heavy duty leather ones on her. Bondage.
You know what's
Bondage
funny? You know
in
what's funny?
bondage.
You know what's funny for a second, Gabe? I
Hmm.
almost thought for a second that, like, wait a minute. So was then that Nadine at the opening?
Oh,
You know what I mean?
messing about. Yeah,
Which
yeah.
it's not. It's not. But it's like,
No.
but obviously she did a similar thing where she was like tearing up and so like when they're
Yeah.
talking about it, I'm like,
Two different women that we've seen
right. But
strapped
it's
down to
like,
gurneys at some point this episode.
what kind of a funny, interesting thing that would have been to like kind of, man, I would have loved if I was the director, I would have loved to have played with that more, a little
Yeah.
bit, you
To try
know,
and give a little mystery behind who's being
or
strapped
like
down or
send,
something.
kind of send some red herrings out, or I don't know, that would have been fun to play with. Anyway, so
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting thing to play with.
I have more to talk about, but like, let's finish this scene
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
breakdown.
So Doc suggests that Ed sing to her, and be damned if Ed doesn't have an amazing singing voice. He sounds really good, dude. I
He's
was
fine.
impressed.
He's fine.
But it works like a charm as it wakes her right up, tearing through another set of restraints to applaud as she comes to. She seems to think she is 18 years old again, babbling on about cheerleading tryouts. Boy, this ought to be good. You looking forward to this arc, Ian?
Here's my first comment for the singing. I literally wrote and then I deleted it because it didn't happen. I was really hoping he was gonna sing the song,
James's song.
the James's song. I was really hoping that was they were gonna cue into the guitar and like, man, I would have fucked. I mean, this scene would have been a fucking ton of fun to do if I were directing it. I would have played that shit up so hardcore, and I would have just fucked with everybody. Like, I think this is that scene because I don't really understand. Ultimately, I don't think there's much importance with Ed and Nadine. I don't know. Maybe there is ultimately. I don't know how it plays out, but I feel like
I mean,
this.
as it ties to the main mystery?
Right.
No, not
No,
really.
see, and I would love to have fucked with the main mystery, have like let somehow tie this more into that, and I would have like made him sing that song to her, and she would have known it, and that's what made her, and that would have really fucked everyone else watching. That's the kind of shit that got me. I mean, I had a boner. No, I'm just kidding. But like
A
literally,
creative boner.
I thought that would have been awesome. And then he starts singing whatever he starts singing. It's whatever
Old Smoky. Yeah.
Old Smoky, and it's just like okay, all right. And
Uh,
then
so,
the very end when she
yeah.
white at the end and she smiles. My only comment was, uh, Nadine has a lot of teeth. Like there's like her smile has so many teeth. Like go back and like anyone listening to us right now, go
Yeah.
back and
Anybody
watch
watch
that
Attack
scene.
on
There
Titan?
are, I mean, I have a lot of teeth, but she has so many teeth.
And
it's
it's like,
fucking, it
yeah,
creeped me the fuck out actually
it's
watching it.
like a
Like,
rictus grin. It's like a Joker face
it's
or
creepy
something.
as fuck,
It's
dude.
pretty.
It's like, is that
And I mean,
real? I
we know
seriously,
she's supposed to be like insanely stretched out, or like not stretched out, but like insanely hyped up on adrenaline.
but the
But yeah, this
teeth,
is like black hole sun video kind of
it
shit going
freaked me
on.
out, dude. But no, literally the amount of teeth she has in her mouth. Like, I don't know,
Like
Gabe.
you paused it and counted them, or
Yes, I stopped it. I didn't count them, but I looked at them and I was just like, Gabe, go back and look at that. It is. I think it's creepy as
I
fuck.
think we'll get more chances.
No, I don't
Nadine's
know.
not over
It's.
and done
I'm not.
with.
She's just over, but I don't think you'll. I don't think you'll see her full teeth smile ever again. It's gnarly. It's
We
creepy
might.
as fuck. Can we go back? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go get a. I'm gonna pull a steal off that, and I'm gonna send. I'm just gonna send you Valentine's with that smile.
Send me the still and I'll use it in our socials.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Um, I had a couple of like specific childhood memories about this scene. This
Oh,
was
okay.
one that stuck out. It was one of the ones that my brother and I always found hilarious
Mm.
when we would watch it back. Ed continuing to sing through clenched teeth as like Nadine was breaking his hand. Like the fact that he kept singing anyway, we just thought that was ridiculous. And then his just total stone faced deadpan reaction. Cheerleader tryouts, just like zero reaction. We thought that was really amusing. I mean, I shouldn't say stone faced because his eyes were pretty big. Like you could tell he
Oh
was,
yeah, he. I was actually hoping that they would have gone further. Like she would have broke his hand, and then he would have to get a cast for it. But that didn't happen. That's not.
I don't know. It might. We might see that in the next episode. I don't know if I remember that for sure. But nah, we're still in the hospital, moving down the
Oh,
hall to Jacoby's room.
Jesus.
He seems to be recovering nicely as his wife has made the place look very much like home.
Mm.
while she's there visiting from their estate in Hawaii.
I didn't gather the fact that that was his wife. I didn't hear. I didn't
Yeah,
hear or
he
gather
mentions it's
that.
his.
Oh, does he? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't. Okay.
So if that's his wife and he has an estate in Hawaii, what the fuck is he doing in northern Washington in early March? That's what I want to
It's
know.
not his wife, and he doesn't have an estate in Hawaii. He's just a liar.
It's a Polynesian mail order bride.
I put this. Nothing I love more than seeing my culture appropriated by a complete asshat. Anyway, carry on.
You ever see that South Park episode about the Howleys?
No, I did not.
Oh, it's a very good episode
But
about
my
like how
wife's a
all these
Howley, so
uh, the rich tourists that think they're native Hawaiians
right.
because they vacation there for multiple
Well, she's not
generations.
rich. She was raised there, but yes, she's. But even if you're a poor white person, they still consider you a Howley. So
Yeah.
anyway,
But anyway, Dr. Jacoby has agreed to be hypnotized to see if he remembers anything further about the night Jacques Renault died.
Jacques.
Apparently, this is something he's done before, and he has a system for getting under. I chuckled a little bit as it almost seemed to work on Harry too. Well, he's kind of drifting off, holding the
The stone.
reflective stone or whatever.
I was hoping he was
Cooper goes
actually gonna
back.
hold it under him, like he was gonna like squat down and be underneath the.
Like smelling salts or something.
I don't know. I just was hoping it would be more stupid the way he would hold it instead of just holding it there. I don't know.
But as the doctor goes under, Cooper tries to go right back to the scorched motor oil. The doc he says that he smelled that at the park. Did he get confused? As Cooper questions, and further turns out he did see. This is why I shouldn't do voice notes. I
Giant
don't.
cock
Yeah,
boner in the face of the guy with the.
yeah, something missing there. I'm not sure what that sentence was supposed to be. But as Cooper questions him further, it turns out he did see who killed Jacques and recognized him as someone he knows, just like we, the audience, did. Donna makes her first visit to Laura's grave to drop off the orchid and talk about Harold and James and Maddie. There's a lot of resentment that comes bubbling up during this monologue, and this line really stuck with me. You're dead, Laura, but your problems just keep hanging around. And she made a really good point. I mean, Donna has a right to be upset. It's like all their time was spent dealing with Laura's problems. And now that she's gone, it's still all their time is spent dealing with Laura's problems. So I thought this was a really good scene for Lara Flynn Boyle. I thought this was one of her,
So I love this.
it gave her a chance to work.
So I wrote. This has nothing to do with the show. This is Milkman Pictures. This is me, Ian, projecting
Mm.
onto the show and what I would like to see. This is where I would have taken it, or what I would like to have taken it. I would have liked to have seen Donna. I think Donna should have killed Laura. I don't know if that's what it is, but she complains about Laura. She's upset with Maddie. She keeps. I don't know. I can see why there's reasonable cause for her to kill Laura.
Hmm.
Uh,
Interesting theory.
it's not a theory. Obviously, you know that she probably didn't, but I think this would have been a fun thing. Like,
This this definitely would establish motivation.
I think Donna
Yeah.
was smart enough to figure out that Laura was up to shit, and she could somehow play it off as someone else killing her. Because Donna's not stupid.
Hmm.
I think this is where I would have gone with the show. So I know probably I'm right that Donna didn't kill her,
If
obviously, but I think Donna would have been a cool choice.
if like the creators, you were forced to pick
If
a
I was in the
killer.
writing room, I would have pitched Donna as the killer.
Okay.
That's what, because I'm pretty certain that she's not the killer. Because I know
But
how the
based
show
on what
is.
yeah.
but this is
But based
based
on
on
what you
what I
see in this
think
episode,
and how she acts around and that kind of foolishly deals with other people and how she still is around James and how she is around James and how she probably was around James when Laura was around is the
hmm
same way how she is when Maddie's around James. Like the jealousy, I just think that it makes her the best idea for the killer, but you could play it off as she's not the killer, but ultimately she would be. I think that would have been the most fun person. And I don't think I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen this all. Obviously, they're never going to point the finger at Donna. Even if Donna was not the killer, but you pointed it at her, would have been fun too.
hmm
Anyway, I think Donna is a missed opportunity as the killer. I think Laura Flynn Boyle would have had more fun playing the character if she was potentially the killer. Uh,
dude, yeah, because we've seen her work as a villain before, like in
so
which was it, the Men in Black sequel, I think,
sure, sure.
where she plays the
I
main
mean, she's
bad
the
guy.
bad guy in fucking Wayne's World. Anyway, anyway, no, but I just
I wouldn't say it
I know.
that.
But what I'm saying is it like
No, it was,
it's
yeah.
a missed
I'm
opportunity.
intrigued by that idea. I would agree with you.
I
I
think
think that could have
that's
been.
what I was thinking when I was watching this. Like, cause like she has chops, and watching this, I was like, man, that would have been a cool. Even if it was her, that'd be cool. I mean, we could have written it our ways out of it. We could have written her into it and then out of it. I mean, that's a show. You know, you don't know you're a show, but like, man, that would have been so much more fun
Mhm.
than whatever. I don't know.
Than
That's
what
just
we're going to end up getting.
I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen it yet, but I'm just saying, like, man, that I just knew because it's such a deep choice that it's not the choice. But like in my head, I'm like, man, that's an awesome choice. Anyway,
With 30 more years of television experience, it might have been. I like that though. I really like the way you pitch that. That
yeah,
makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
It really does. Um, and we might revisit that once we see Fire Walk with Me.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
But anyway,
Yeah,
let's move on
that's
back
a
to the current.
Milkman Pictures note. I just want to throw that out there. That's just what that
Yeah, but
is.
yeah, overall, it's a really, really good scene, and it does a long way to building Donna's character here. This is a big, important episode for
She's
Donna,
actually been
I
really
think.
good in this so
She
far.
has.
These
She's
first
done
few
really well.
episodes, she's been
She
solid as
doesn't.
fuck. I like the grown up
Yeah.
version. Even like James talks back at the diner. He's talking about like how she's always smoking and stuff, and it's like, well, she's being edgy and she's trying to get under your skin, and I like that. That's very David Lynch. Like she's the most
Mhm.
like whereas Audrey was the most David Lynch character in the first season, and then she's been kind of pushed into this weird position where she's been sidelined.
Mhm.
Donna is the most David Lynch character, in my opinion, in these first few episodes of this season, where she's
Yeah,
edgy
I
and
think.
grown up, and
Yeah, I think I'd agree. Audrey definitely had more of the focus last season, and Donna just kind of seemed like, you know, a little bit of a damsel in distress, just kind of tagging along for the ride.
for sure,
Um, yeah, it really did feel like in that first season, Donna was more play acting at being an adult than actually being an adult.
right?
But it feels like the character herself is starting to mature quite a bit in light of what's going on.
It's good,
Even though, again, what we're
right?
seeing has transpired across the span of
Nothing
2 weeks.
really, nothing's really. I mean, and what
Yeah.
really is transpiring? But it's kind of funny. You kind of like have your favorite character, and they kind of exist in this, and then like they stop, and then they jump into another character, like which is kind of David Lynch's thing. You follow like Lost Highway, you follow a character, and then he literally jumps into another character, and that's the rest of the story starts. And I feel like we're here. Oh, this gets less interesting. Well, let's jump that character into this other body and then carry it on over here. It's like Audrey jumped into Donna, and like Donna's in Audrey's body now. I don't know. It's just that's Lynch, kind of as an essence of Lynch, I guess,
hmm
in a
Yeah.
TV form. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm making sense, but
You are. And it ties more to stuff that we'll see later,
okay.
but it makes a lot of sense to me. More sense than you realize. Let's see. Back at the Palmer home, James is checking in with Maddie. He's been out looking for Donna. Guess he didn't think to check Laura's grave. But Maddie wisely tries to comfort James by kissing him right on the mouth.
Little,
Donna once again displays impeccable timing by walking right in on it. I mean, seriously, what the fuck was Maddie thinking?
but another perfect reveal. They like kiss and they like cover the camera and then like reveal.
Donna walking right in.
So good. But yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite shot though is right after here in the Chevy Astro van where she peels off. It's like
Yeah.
so sick. Choice.
James. Yeah. James running out there screaming her name like that's going to bring her back.
Yeah, it's funny.
And then right back in the house, Maddie is breaking down amidst the situation because everybody's trying to use her as some proxy for Laura, and she's nothing like Laura. Ugh.
I think here's the shitty thing about that. I think Maddie wants to be Laura,
It seems like everybody all the girls want to be Laura at this point.
but so does Maddie. I think Maddie envies the craziness of that life. I think like Maddie's bitching about this, but like she wants it just as much. She's crying about it, but I think she wants it just as much.
Yeah, I think she feels that pull. I think you're right. Maybe it's the town. Um, yeah, her Uncle Leland does a really noble and really kind job of trying to,
No, he
bring her
wants it
back up.
too. While she's so you're talking about this, but like she's complaining about it, and he's enjoying the fact that he has Laura there,
That he gets to
Maddie.
be daddy. Yeah.
He's enjoying it. So like it's just another layer of that same shit.
Eh, I can see that. I prefer to think in this
No,
circumstance that
no,
he's being Uncle Leland and that he would have been just as kind as Uncle Leland as he would have
no.
been.
Because here's something interesting, also, Gabe. Because he was dark haired and he went light, and Laura Palmer went light hair to dark. So in this scene, them together finally, they're the opposites of each other, but they still feed off each other. I feel like this is the most. Anyway, this this is my. Uh, if there was a Lynch scene, this is the most Lynchian scene of them all in this episode.
Okay.
That's
I
my
can
breakdown.
I I can see your point. Um but yeah, so as Leland is trying to comfort Maddie, regardless of what his intentions are, he's done a good job until Truman and Cooper show up to arrest him for murder.
Murder! You killed the
Womp
shark!
womp.
You killed him!
You killed our murder suspect, you murderer.
And you actually did, so I don't. But
Yeah, but does testimony under hypnosis hold up in court?
not from an
I
asshole.
think I don't. Yeah, not from a culture appropriating asshole.
Yes. Thank you,
Um,
Gabe. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
it
for
took me a
protecting
second
me.
to.
Thank you for protecting me and my people.
It took me a moment to come up with the proper term. But yeah, I mean, seriously, that would not fly in any court of law.
We'll see. I guess we'll find out.
Um, and meanwhile, Donna has fled to Harold's doorstep. He's quick to take her in and make her comfortable, and Donna once again repays his kindness by being a nosy bitch and poking around.
Hey, come on.
This
Donna
time,
wants dick from the flower man. Come on. Let's just like, she just
dude,
James just threw her out. She wants some psycho dick. That's what she
and
wants right here.
he is late '80s hot, 100%. He
And
doesn't have the
credits.
shitty kind of mullet that
No, he's good. He's clean
the
cut.
weird orderly did.
He can tend to flower, Gabe.
Right.
That's a turn
But
on.
also, while Donna is poking around, right before the credits, she
Mm.
finds the diary of Laura
Mm-mm.
Palmer
Mhm.
open on
Mhm.
his
Mhm.
desk.
Yes, I apologize. Yes, that is. And roll credits.
That's where our credits roll in.
You're 100% right. What an
So
episode.
yeah,
I enjoyed this
there's a lot
episode.
going on. Yeah, this one was fun. I
I
liked
enjoyed
watching it
this way
too.
more. I don't know
So
why.
yeah, as we were discussing, the director for this episode was Leslie Linkaglatter. This was her second run in the director's chair for Twin Peaks. Her first one was Cooper's Dream, which was, I think, episode 3 of season 1.
So she has directed a shit ton of stuff. So the stuff I
Yeah,
have
she had a
watched her done,
long
she
list of
did like
stuff.
20 some episodes on Homeland. I
Hmm.
was I'm a big fan of Homeland.
Didn't she work on Firefly too, or am I
Maybe
imagining that?
but I'm poking the things I liked. Firefly was not something I enjoyed. Uh, she did an episode of OC, and I love the OC. I'm a huge fan of the OC. Of all the teenage bullshit drama uh, soap operas, that's my favorite. So she did
What
an
else do
episode of
we
that.
have?
She also did
Ray
six episodes. She
Donovan.
did 6 episodes of Mad Men.
Okay.
I mean, she's done a lot of shit, dude. She
True
is,
Blood, Walking Dead,
yeah, she's done,
Pretty Little Liars.
she's
Yeah,
done a
she's getting
lot of shit, dude.
around.
She's a serial TV director. She's never, to my knowledge, she's never done a movie. She's just been a
Doesn't look
really,
like it.
she's just been a
Ooh,
very good
Gilmore Girls,
Gilmore. She's done just a lot of great television, and
Grey's Anatomy.
yep, yep.
Wow, yeah, she has had her fingers on everything, hasn't she?
I mean, I think she's like
Good for her.
70. I think she's like 70 now, and she's
Oh,
still
dude.
working on shit, dude.
Yeah, born in 53.
She's just just a good,
She'll be
solid,
71 next year.
just one of those workers on the line. Anyway.
Small screen Hollywood icon. You go, Leslie.
But like Homeland, it was like 20 up. I mean, I love Homeland a lot, and that's a great fucking show. I don't know if you ever seen
Yeah,
it,
I
but
never gave that one a
oh
shot.
man, it's an intense, awesome show and uh, super cool. But anyway, big fan. Uh,
Yeah.
is this is uh is this her last episode? I didn't even look at that. Like,
No, she's got two more
oh, okay,
coming
she's
up during
done.
this
Okay,
season.
no, that's cool.
So we'll see her again.
Awesome.
The
I still
episode
blame you for all
writing
that shitty
credits.
choices that you made on blocking.
Hey,
It's just like
she was still new. She was still feeling it out. Did she do it in Homeland too? Should we
no,
go back and look at the
no,
blocking in Homeland
no.
and complain about it?
Homeland's blocking is awesome. That's like watching a fucking film. What are you talking about, Gabe?
Writer's credit on this one goes to Robert Engels, who's not known for much outside of Twin Peaks.
Hmm.
A couple of episodes of Sequest, Wise
Oh,
Guy,
Sequest SUV or SCV. What is it?
DSV.
DSV. Oh my
No, was
god,
it?
I miss Sequest. I love that show.
I
When I
watched a
was a
few
kid.
episodes of it. Yeah, I remember enjoying it.
It's like watching
And
Viper.
Sirens. Viper. What was the other one? Mantis?
Oh,
You remember
Mantis,
Mantis?
dude.
Yeah.
Because that
Like his
dude,
low
the
budget
lead actor in that, he
RoboCop.
was in that ended up being in Alias. The black
Did
dude.
he really?
Yeah, he was in the first season of Alias.
Yeah. Alias is another one I never did.
Oh, what? That's actually a really
Yeah.
good show.
So while we're here, I did promise to discuss a little bit more about the Slice of Lynch documentary. And I wouldn't even really well, let's before I do that, let's talk about the ratings for this episode.
Can you go off on
Uh
this for like 20 minutes? No, like for 3 minutes so I can take a piss.
on the ratings?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
All right, go.
All right, P break for Ian as usual. This episode aired on October 13th, 1990, earning a 13.7 household share. Or no, excuse me, I get those backwards again. That's 13.7 million viewers and 8.9% household, or 8.9 rating, 17% household share. Boy, that's difficult to read. It ranked 63rd for the week, still in the top 100, still not bad. Let's see if we had any competition that week. Or let's see what my favorite thing to do is check and see what episode of The Simpsons aired that week. It'll take me a minute to, boy, it is a lot harder to fill time by myself than I thought it would be, folks. I should have more material prepared for Ian's pee breaks. Simpsons. October. And I'm going real slow typing with the one finger here. Good thing nobody's actually tuning in. Maybe Ian can edit this part out as well. Or he'll just leave it in to make me seem painfully awkward. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Uh, so this episode came 2 days after the season 2 premiere of The Simpsons,
Oh.
which was Bart Gets an F.
I don't remember that.
So
I don't
I
remember.
spent most of your pee break trying to dig that up and muttering about how hard it is to fill dead air by myself.
Oh my god. That's fine.
Um, so while I'm opening a new tab, we're going to talk about Slice of Lynch
This
real
is the
quick.
problem when like you drink a lot of beers and then I just
We're
haven't.
just going to have to get you some diapers, Ian.
No, I'm not gonna wet myself for the show, Gabe.
I mean, how do the football
Oh wait,
commentators do it?
Rock pisses in his water bottles, so
Yeah, but
perhaps
he has
I should do
assistants
that.
that he can hand that off to.
I could still
How
piss in
sensitive
them
is
and
your
seal it
microphone?
for peeing. I could just turn it off. I can turn it off. You wouldn't hear it.
You can hit mute.
Yes, I don't know if you know this, Gabe. I mean, I have a sound. I have like an actual audio board right here. I can actually hit mute.
Fascinating.
I'm sure the listeners are interested in knowing that like the setups that we both have. I mean, Gabe's just running it through some iPads in his headphones,
Oh
but
yeah, I'm literally recording on an iPhone.
I'm literally running it through a sound device. I'm literally running my mic into a soundboard, an audio board, a Mackie, and then into a sound device.
And then knocking shit over
It just
on,
the
onto
audio
your
board
expensive
literally just fell
equipment.
over.
Have another beer, Ian.
Stop it! Stop picking on me! Why is everyone picking on me? Oh look! I just found 3 months of Game Pass. All right.
For a useless system. Woohoo.
Well, I put it on my PC.
Oh, there you go.
He's on.
So yeah, Slice of Lynch. It was originally recorded back in 2006 for the Twin Peaks Definitive Gold Box Edition. There was an uncut version that released for the Twin Peaks Entire Mystery that came out in 2014, and the Z to A box set in 2019, which is what I am watching on. So it's about an hour-long conversation between David Lynch, Machen Mick, Kyle MacLachlan, and John Wentworth, who was his personal assistant and did sound design and post-production work on the series.
Okay.
So there's lots of interesting conversations. A lot of it is just kind of irrelevant. Like some of it is them discussing their astrological signs. Some of it is them discussing their hometowns and where they grew up. That's kind of relevant because a lot of them lived
What
in the
you're
Northwest for a
saying
short
is,
while.
what you're saying, Gabe, is it's an episode of Blank as a Fart.
Kind of, yeah. It really is. It's just them reminiscing. But yeah, they do discuss how like they all have roots here in the Northwest somewhere. McLaughlin went to school in Seattle. Machen and Mick has family in Washington State. David Lynch lived in Spokane for a while, bounced back and forth between there and Sandpoint, and he was born in Missoula. So all of them. Oh, and then Wentworth being born in
Oh, David
Ashland.
Lynch spent time in Spokane?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I'm sorry for him.
Yeah,
Okay.
poor guy. So yeah, there is a fair amount of discussion that revolves around a few scenes that we haven't come to yet. So we're going to leave that out. He does discuss being forced to reveal the killer by the network. And even like in this conversation in 2006, he gets really animated and really upset about the fact that they made him do this.
Whoa. Okay,
Um,
so is this something I should watch after we're done with season 2?
I think so, yeah. I think it would be
Is this something I can find
beneficial
on
to you.
YouTube, or do I need to? Do you know?
I don't know.
All right.
It's worth looking for, but I'll tell you, it's called A Slice of Lynch.
Slice of Lynch. Okay.
Um, but yeah, the uncut version is probably the one you want to see.
All right.
So yeah, there's some discussion about that and how he really, really didn't want to do it. His reasoning is that the mystery of who killed Laura was kind of like the goose that was laying the golden eggs of the subsequent story beats. Um, so like the way he describes it is, it's the whole show is a tree of mysteries, and the core, like the trunk mystery, is who killed Laura, and all the other mysteries of the show branch off of that. So when you take away that mystery, you cut the tree off at the roots, and the tree dies.
Right.
And to be perfectly honest, it's not far off from the mark, as the show did rapidly decline once they got to that point.
Well, it's not something, they always make jokes about it, like, you should never reveal the killer, blah, blah, blah. But, like, this whole show hung from that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's literally the whole thing. Um, so I can see why
Yeah,
you would
I
be
and
so
his
upset about it.
yeah, his frustration is palpable.
But,
Even
okay, but then
like
here's my other
Kyle makes
question.
the comment, is like, tell us how you really feel about it.
But then how do they make a sequel, like, 20 years later?
He goes over this as well.
In
Like
in
he's
the
for
2006
Mhm. A
interview?
little bit. Well, not about that, but about how like unfortunate things can lead to unexpected gems.
Gotcha.
So another thing he refers back to is needing to come up with a closed-ended ending for the pilot, which like the European version, which we talked a little bit about, and how he didn't want to do that because again, it was going to force him to reveal a killer. So they're already editing some stuff, and he's trying to find a way out of this. So in the middle of editing, he just kind of walks out into the parking lot, puts his hand on the hood of a car that had just parked, and it's kind of warm.
Mm.
And he comes up to an ocean and is like, "Oh, can't I just dream this away? Like now I'm thinking of a really warm place, a place with red curtains. Holy shit!" All of a sudden, he comes up with this red room idea and this idea of Cooper's dream. And so, in the midst of a crisis about, I don't want to do it this way. And when Machin and Mick asks him, like, why did we have to film a closed ended pilot for European audiences? He won't even go into a discussion about that. Like, he refuses to explain the reason why they made him do this. He's really that upset about that. So I don't know if that again ties back to like forcing them to name a killer or what, but it was clear that he didn't want to do it, but out of being forced to come up with the idea, he came up with this idea that allowed him to extend the series beyond where he thought he could.
Here's the other thing about this. Like, I mean, we're so far away from all of this. But,
Mm-hmm.
like, I feel like Lost Highway and Mulholland Drive are two films we have to rewatch in their rationalization of what becomes the final product of Twin Peaks. Because I think those two films are such key films in what Twin Peaks is, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. I mean, every day I watch this show, it's just another reminder. I mean, not so much Mulholland Drive, but but Lost Highway is always just a constant reminder. Like, oh, that's from that. This is from that. These two share the same thing. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
and the ending of Lost
The
Highway is
LCU.
so vague, and it's, I don't know. I'm excited. This is here the thing. This is why I suffer through this right now.
Mm.
And certain episodes, like last week's David Lynch episode, I thought was a fucking trog, man. I didn't. I mean, I get it's directed by David Lynch, but man, it was a fucking slog, dude. I did not enjoy it. This episode, a little more exciting, a lot more notes, more fun, more interesting things happening. But like,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone listening right now is like, oh, Ian doesn't really give a shit about this. And you know what? Maybe I don't give a shit about some of this shit that we're going through
No,
right now.
you
And
did say yourself that you're invested in Cooper's journey.
but well, Cooper, but maybe more Audrey's. And in this episode, now I'm kind of more interested in what Donna's doing. It just depends. Like the characters have their anyway. It's just more like I want to see it to the end because I'm curious because I know he is working on so many other things that I'm curious like how this actually fits. There's a curiosity there, and
Mm-hmm.
I like this has been such a blind spot in my my whole viewing
Yeah, the repertoire.
repertoire. Like I don't claim myself to be a David Lynch like super
Oh, and me
knowledgeable
neither.
guy or
Me
anything.
neither by any means.
But there's some stuff that I really love, like Lost Highway, uh I wanna this is it's exciting, even if it sucks for me, and I'm like, oh man, what is
We're gonna
this
yeah,
about?
we're
Wow,
gonna get to some payoffs for you. We're gonna get to some
exactly,
Leo
but
point.
it's not even
We're
about
gonna get to some
payoffs.
Leo pointing at the TV memes for you.
Well, here's the thing. It's not even about payoffs for me, Gabe. It's like tonight when I said like it would have been cool if Donna, like I like the idea of like perhaps there's some nuggets there that I could share to
Hmm.
other people out there that had never thought about it. Like, oh, that's a really interesting like I just
And
I'm
this, yeah, I think honestly, I think David Lynch would love that shit too.
I'm sharing those, and that's in a as I watch it and I think about it, and I'm share that's like a real like that's just to let everyone know that I'm actually really watching this. I'm really
Hmm.
thinking about it. I'm really like I may not want to engage with it sometimes because it's like, what the fuck are we watching right now? But like sometimes I'm really thinking about it from a writer's room perspective, like what I would have done and it's just like, man, that would have been a great choice. I think that would have been such a fun choice. Even if she wasn't actually the killer, that would have been a great fucking choice, you know?
Hmm.
But I'm having so much fun with this, Gabe. Like so
Yeah,
much. I think this is one of
yeah,
the
it's a good
funnest
time.
things I've been a part of. Like even in the podcasting realm, man. I think it's just like, and we have such a lower. I mean, we have a not a great listener count, but like, I think at some point there's gonna be people like descend upon it and be like, "What the fuck is this? Why wasn't I a part of this when this was a thing?" Like, this is a thing. I think this is super. It's like such a fun uh, journey, and I can't wait.
Yeah,
I know we got
yeah,
like we
and
got
it
a
does.
million episodes on season
We've got
two,
a long way to go. We're at what? We're at episode 11 right now. So yeah, we're about
season two,
20%.
episode three. Isn't that where we're at?
Yeah, but overall,
Mm.
I'm thinking of it in
Hmm.
overall terms.
Yes, this is
So yeah,
11. We are at 11.
yeah. So we're about 20% of the way through.
Like this is what you would consider the long haul, right? And then we get some
Yes.
more interesting stuff. Like this is the
Well,
this is like this is
we've
this is the hobbits crossing, crossing
we've
like the
got a
multiple
couple.
journeys. They do the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
lowlands, the highlands, then they have to go underground. We're doing all three of those right now.
Yeah. We've got a good I want to say if I remember how this works, we've got another 3 or 4 weeks of good build. I think we're only, yeah, 3 or 4, maybe 5 episodes out from the reveal of the killer.
Is there a moment where they just is it when they announce the killer they're just like fuck it. They're just like we're
Yes, they
done.
make it painfully obvious. I mean,
Because they're
well,
just
no,
because like the studio is like we're not going to renew this, we're just done and they do that?
no, they don't. They don't make it painfully obvious that they're done, because there are threads that get established before the reveal of the killer that don't get resolved by that time that they can still carry on after that point. So, like they once the killer is revealed, they find a pretty good excuse for keeping Cooper in town.
Does
I'll just
the
say that.
does the return acknowledge the end of this show and move on
Yes,
from it? So they're like
yes.
he's like Okay, we put it. They fucked us into a corner, and David Lynch is like, "Well, we're just gonna move it off from that corner, basically."
Hmm.
Oh, that's
Yep.
brilliant. Okay, then I'm totally in. I
Yeah.
like that.
It doesn't, there is no retcon involved.
Oh, I love that. Okay, then I'm in. I'm in. 100% in. I love that. All right.
Yeah. And I loved it too. And that was that when I did watch that third season the second time through, I enjoyed it more
Okay.
than the first time.
Gotcha.
Um, I do, yeah, I agree with you that it might be a good idea to go through and watch Mulholland Drive and especially Lost Highway. I think there are going to be a lot of themes that kind of tie the original series together with the new series.
How do we want to do
And I
that?
think
Do we want to do that before the return or after? Because we have to do Fire Walk with Me. So
we
do
do
we
have to
do
do Fire
do we
Walk
do
with
like a
Me.
film trilogy? They also were made before the return.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe let's look
You
at
want
that.
to look at that?
Let's do a cinematic breakdown. So yeah, that would be like a series of 4 episodes where we just do the films.
Right.
At least the ones that we know we can tie at least tangentially to Twin Peaks.
Right.
Because I don't think Blue Velvet needs to be part of that viewing or Wild at Heart or anything like that. But those two in particular, I there are yeah, there are ties to this series. So I think it would be worth throwing those in the mix. Because like I said, I've never seen Lost Highway.
Never.
Never seen it.
Never.
Listen to the soundtrack hundreds upon hundreds
That's
of times.
wild to me.
But yeah,
Man, that could be like a 20-hour podcast.
it could be. It'll be a good
All
episode, that's
right, all
for
right, all
sure.
right, all right.
I don't, it was uh Fire Walk with Me was a hard watch for me.
Oh, hard.
And yes, it's a difficult film to watch. And I get the feeling it's going to be even harder this time. Uh I don't want to go into too much detail as to why, but it's not a happy film. And I think like seeing a David Lynch film like that for the first time, it kind of discouraged me from watching more David Lynch film. I don't think I was ready for it
Hmm.
at that point. I
Interesting.
think, yeah, I think like if I go back and watch, because I did watch Eraserhead at some point when I was in my teens,
Right.
and it freaked me out pretty bad, and it didn't make much sense, and I couldn't make heads or tails out of it, and I just, this was again after Twin Peaks, so it was just like, I didn't get it. And then you have Dune, which is a whole other beast, which he still won't talk about in the press to this day, refuses to discuss it. So yeah, it was just like as much as I was into Twin Peaks as a kid, growing up as an adult, watching it again, like shortly after I moved to Portland in my 20s, I never got into his film catalog all that much.
Hmm.
And I think this would be a good reason or a good motivation to start doing that. Like I've kind of considered just watching Lost Highway while we're in the midst of this, but
No, 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 no.
if we want to hold off for doing a full
I
episode,
think we should.
then yeah, and I think we should do that as an in-person episode too,
Yeah, I
like
think
where
we
we're
should
both
all. I think we
together.
should do the film. So like Firewalk with Me. I think we should do together. Lost
Hmm.
Highway and Mulholland Drive. So there's 3 episodes.
Well,
Uh,
four
What are the
technically,
What are the four?
because we also have Missing Pieces,
What?
which is
Oh, which
the.
is the other?
I mean, we might be able to do that with Fire Walk with Me, but then that's like 3.5 hours. So we might want to split that into two.
So that is that could before Firewalk with Me or after? What do you think that should
It's
fit?
I think it would fit after.
Okay, so no, we can do 4.
Yeah.
I think we
So we do Fire Walk
do.
with Me, Missing Pieces,
Maybe we do.
then Mulholland Drive,
Maybe we
because
do.
Missing Pieces was filmed at the same
But
time.
maybe these 4 we do all those 4 in person.
Yeah, I agree.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
All right. I mean,
So
these
we'll
are.
plan
This
that.
is like what? This is next year, you guys. So we're like, this is like,
No,
this is some, this
no,
is
no,
some.
no. It'll be end of summer because we've
Not this
got.
year. How many episodes?
How
We got
many?
like 20 some episodes to get through, right?
Oh yeah, I guess we got 19 left.
This is
So what's
next year
19
sometime.
weeks?
This is next year sometime.
No, no, no. It'll still be this year. It'll be
Will it?
holidays though.
Well, you'll
Yeah,
be gone. We'll have to decline in
5
like
months.
season and like yeah.
No, we'll be. I think it'll be November if I'm doing my math right.
Here's my plot. I come down to your place. We spend a weekend. We do Firewalk with me and the other one that I'm
Yeah,
forget. And then you come
missing
up to
pieces.
me and we do Lost Highway and Mulholland Drive. Two we do the two not Twin Peaks things, but Twin Peaks adjacent.
Yeah,
They're like supplemental like
yeah. We'll do that in your territory.
yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Anyway, that'd be fun.
No, I like it. Yeah, we'll definitely go do that.
Then we'll
We'll
take a
plan for
break.
that at
We'll
the
take
end
a
of
little bit
season
of a
two.
break, and then we'll come back and we'll hit the return, and then it'll just be like the grand finale.
Yeah, I like it.
But I like because I'm so hyped for that. I'm so hyped for where this is going. You know.
Yeah, we are in the same spot right now. I mean, I want this to be done so we
Well,
can
I
move
don't want
on
it to
to
be
the
done
things that
because
we're
I'm excited to see.
right. Yeah.
It's funny to me like what episodes bore the fuck out of me and what episodes make me engage. So like last week's
Mhm.
episode, like if you look up my notes, last week's episode was just so like even though it was directed by
Yeah.
David Lynch, it just bored the fuck out of me, dude. It was just
And see, I got that one. I got a lot of enjoyment about because I have an affinity for Lynch's slapstick.
I guess I find it fucking stupid.
Like that was the kind of quirky humor that drew me to it because it had that and it also had the scary stuff
Hmm,
and the weird
interesting.
stuff, like all in equal measure.
It has more.
And
It did
it
have
was
more accordance, like more engaging sound design. It does have more like attention to certain details, but
mhm.
ultimately it's just like yawn. Whereas this one, there's just so much shit going on, and it may not be done properly, like
Yeah,
how it should be done with Lynch, but it's more interesting to me. It's like the last episode was so much chess playing.
yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. No, I can see that respect. So back to the slice of Lynch.
Hmm. Hmm.
I do. There's another one story that I want to bring up that I think we can hit on at this point.
Let's do it.
It is the creation of Bob as a character. So Frank Silva, the actor who plays Bob, that wasn't his gig on the pilot. He wasn't hired as an actor. He was hired as a set design or a set decorator.
But it was so fucking creepy.
He was. Uh, so the way Lynch tells this story is they were filming in the Palmer house. They're in the upstairs. Frank and a couple of other people are at work in Laura's bedroom. And Lynch says he's on his hands and knees with his back to the bedroom, like working on something minuscule and minor, like in the carpet or something ridiculous.
Sure.
And from behind him, like he can hear Frank is like trying to move a dresser around or something. And the other person who he's talking to in there says something about, "Hey Frank, make sure you don't lock yourself in, haha." And so Lynch just kind of got this picture in his head of Frank like locked in the room somehow. And so he turns around to look and see where Frank is at, and Frank's like at the foot of the bed. And so he asks him, he's like, "Hey Frank, do you do any acting?" And he says, like, and Frank, like everybody who lives in Hollywood, says, "Why, yes, yes, I do some acting." So he says, "Okay, I'm just going to film a quick shot of you here. Not sure what it's for, but I have this vision. I want you to sit at the foot of the bed here and just kind of like hold the end of the bed like it's a prison, like it's bars or something like that." And so he took that shot. That's the famous shot that everybody sees in the episode. But yeah, he just filmed that shot arbitrarily, no idea what he's going to use it for. And so I don't think it was the same day, but it was like same week, maybe. They're still shooting on location at that house. They're doing the scene where from the pilot uh, Laura, Sarah is waking up from her vision on the couch when she has the vision of the hand picking up the necklace, and she sits up screaming and
Right, right,
whatever.
right.
So they do this scene in one take, and Lynch is like, "Oh no, it's perfect. It's a great take. It's brilliant." And then the not the cinematographer, somebody else's AD maybe says, "Oh no, we can't use this take. There was somebody in the mirror hanging above the couch." And he's like, "Well, who was it?" It was Frank. So so suddenly there was an image of Bob or an image of Frank in the mirror,
Right.
and he put these two images together, and that's how Bob was created.
Oh my
And that's how
god.
Bob became a part of the script.
Fucking Bob
Just
just wanted to be
completely completely organically, completely on the spot, and then just became
organically. What other shows was he in ever?
Frank Silva as an actor. None.
None. You didn't make it,
Let
Frank. You tried, but you didn't make it. You wanted to be a big star.
Hey, let's bring up his IMDb page. Let's see where else he got work. Because, like I said, he was.
He tried hard.
Uh,
You know what you know what I would like to see?
hmm.
Last episode with the child David Lynch. It would have been cool to have like
Oh,
a David Lynch like cartoon, like Twin Peaks animated series, but like the little kid David Lynch would intro it like, oh, blah 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 blah. He would like say something in the intro, and then like they would cut to like that's like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures or something. You know, like Pee Wee's. I don't know. I would have found that endlessly entertaining. Anyway, go ahead.
no, yeah, I'm just looking for his acting credits here. There's not many.
Twin Peaks
There,
and done.
there's Twin Peaks. There's an Anthrax music video.
Anthrax.
Yeah,
Is that
man
Scott
holding a
Ian?
mirror
Is Scott
slash
Ian? Is
screaming man.
Scott
Yeah,
Ian? Yeah.
yep, yeah. So no, he was in the art department as the props master for One False Move and Wild at Heart.
Oh,
Chips the War Dog,
what?
on-set dresser for Twin Peaks, props master for Rosalie Goes Shopping,
Hmm.
uncredited set dresser for Blue Velvet and Dune, a painter on joysticks,
Joysticks. Interesting.
and then a bunch of archive footage. So yeah, David Lynch was pretty much the only guy who ever paid him money to work in Hollywood.
There you
But
go,
hey,
kids.
he got a lot of convention appearances out of it later in his life, I'm sure.
You're not gonna get a lot of work off David Lynch because his work sucks.
He
No,
actually passed away very, very young.
he passed away.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
he
he's
died
dead.
in '95 at the age of 44 from AIDS.
95. I'm still in high school, Gabe. We're still in high school.
Holy shit! How did I not know that? I knew he died relatively young, but I didn't know he died of AIDS.
AIDS?
That's what it says. Let me Wikipedia this shit. I'm not sure about that one.
Rest in peace, brother.
A couple of other quick funny stories from the Slice of Lynch. So throughout the whole thing, he refers to Machen and Mick as Madgekin. That
Mm-hmm.
was just his nickname for her.
Mm.
Not a real explanation of why. But he also refers to Kyle as Kale the whole time, and he does have a story behind that. That comes from the fact that Dino De Laurentiis could not pronounce Kyle, so he constantly called him Kale on the set
That's
of Dune.
bullshit. That's Dino De Laurentiis being a fucking producer douchebag. Like, come on. That
So
guy has
anyway,
millions of dollars. I can't be bothered to produce. Is your name Ian? No, it's Ian. Ian. No? It's Ian.
The dude from 90210 pronounced his name Ian.
Yeah, Ian Ziering.
Oh,
Ian
yeah.
Ziering is pronounced Ian Ziering. It's like, no, but my Ian, he pronounces it wrong. That's the wrong way to. It's like, but he
Uh,
pronounces it Ian. Anyway,
yeah.
Dino De Laurentiis. Like that is such a producer name. I mean, that guy goes back a long ways. But also
Yeah.
fuck him because that's
Yeah.
a
I remember seeing his name on Schwarzenegger movies. Didn't he
yeah.
work on Conan and shit?
He worked on a lot of shit. That's
Yeah. Frank Silva died September 13th, 1995, aged 44 from
90,
AIDS related complications. Younger than us, dude.
That's rough. Well, rest in peace, brother.
Yeah. Thanks for the memories, Frank.
We're living through your memories right now. That's the best
We
way to
are.
celebrate your life. So, listen, you just took up like 20 minutes on our podcast, and that's for you, brother.
He's going to
Because
take up a lot more. Bob is
a lot more.
important in this
Bob is
series.
all about it, but like, hey, just let you know, like, we appreciate your work. So,
Yeah. There are probably a couple of other stories from that slice of Lynch thing that I could bring up. I'm not going to mention them now. We're running plenty long.
I love how we get deep in the
So
weeds here, just like so deep in the weeds with some of this
we did
shit
get
at the
real deep.
end, and
Oh, dude, you
it's
should
so
see some
fun.
of the Reddit posts. Like, yeah, once we've watched everything, go look at some of these Reddit threads.
I feel
And
like
like,
this. Here's the funny thing
there's a
about this.
YouTube video that is 6.5 hours long. That it's like Twin Peaks finally explained. And it's like I watched maybe 20 minutes of it. I'm like,
Well,
done.
this is where I'm at.
I
Like, I
can't
feel
sit through
like
6 hours of this shit.
we're doing this podcast, and I'm like, we're moderately successful right now. We're not like super. We could be better, but I feel like at a certain point, people are gonna be like, they're gonna find it, and it's gonna fucking blow up. And
Yeah.
uh, and it's like, oh, you didn't know there were like two doctors? There were two doctors of the art of Twin Peaks. Well, there's only one doctor, and there's only one, and there's me, the patient. But you know,
The patient. Yep.
hospital blank as a fart is in session right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Yep. I'm hooking it right up to your veins, bro.
anyway, no, been fun. I think this is awesome. I think this show's awesome. I think people are enjoying it. I think more people. I can't wait for more of the fans to like find it.
Yeah. I'm enjoying it
I
too.
really need them to find it. But I think for me, it's been one of the most rewarding podcasts I've done, Gabe. You know what? You know why?
Oh, thanks, Ian.
Partially because like I'm kind of the guest on it. I mean, I know I produce it for the most part, but like you produce it on the other end. Like you produce the show, I produce the this
Right. Yeah.
the piece, and
I'm
it's
the
nice.
Frost and you're the Lynch.
It's nice. Yes. Well, no, you're the Lynch. I'm the Frost.
Oh, well, in that case, you should do more typing.
Oh, maybe. Um, no, but like on my other podcasts, I'm all in control of. It's nice to have someone to I share creative control with.
Hmm.
Honestly, I don't. Here's the thing about art. Art, in a lot of ways, like I can see it with painting or sculpting, it's a singular thing. But when you cross over into other art, it's not that fun unless you're creating with somebody, and then you vibe off them, and you create
Hmm.
something. That's the art, and that's why I believe in this show so much. I think when people find it, they're just gonna destroy it. They're gonna eat it up and love it. And but I have so much
Yep.
fun doing it with you, Gabe. So
No, thanks, Ian. I'm having a great time too.
I'm glad I finally
And the
got you to
sun is definitely
fucking do
feeling,
it.
yeah.
Anyway,
Well, hey, technology has advanced to make it easy enough for
yeah,
me to
right. Technology.
clock in. And because I remember when we first pitched the idea, we were just like, oh, who's gonna host it? I'm like, I don't want to figure that shit out.
Well, you're the host.
Like,
We're
what's
both
server?
hosts. We're kind
Well,
of
but no,
we're
I meant
both
like a
we're
server
conflicting
host.
hosts.
I mean a server host.
Oh, right.
Like, what server are we gonna find to host it? And we're like, oh God, I
That
don't want to
doesn't
have to
matter.
think
That doesn't
about
matter.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
not a concern in this day and age. Thanks, Discord. Love you.
It's also funny nowadays. It's like everything's free. As expensive as everything's got, also
Well,
everything's
not
free.
everything.
That's a no, but like you know what I mean. Like the
You
world
get a
is more
taste. You get a
expensive.
taste for free.
No, but
It's like a crack dealer, dude.
no, but
Crack
this is
dealer gives you the
100%
first
free.
taste for free
Like
because that's how you get
they're
hooked.
just gonna let us do this for free forever. There's no cost here. It's never gonna cost us anything. That's just how
Well,
it's
other than our faces and voices being used to train AI or something.
exactly. See, that's the difference. See, that's the cost. 100%.
Yeah, yeah, but our grandkids are going to pay that cost when they, have the war against the thinking machines, right?
Gabe, we're not having grandkids. I mean, maybe you are. I don't know. I'm not
I'm
having
not. No,
grandkids. I'm not having
no
grandkids.
grandkids for me. I'll have great nieces and great nephews, maybe,
Hmm.
but that'll be close enough.
But we'll be remembered for this sick ass podcast about Twin
That's
Peaks.
right, dude. We're in the cosmos now. We're stardust. We're golden. We are
There'll be a
pure
minority.
energy
There'll be a
soaring out into the
minority
universe.
report like where they're doing like shit. Like they're like, oh, we need to break down this David Lynch shit, and they're like, blank as a fart comes up. It's like, huh?
What
The
is
greatest
this?
David Lynch podcast of all time. Anyway, you know what I hope? You know what? You know what I think is crazy, and I gotta like
What's
really
that?
float this. I gotta push it. We gotta. If David Lynch could hear
Push it.
David Lynch finds it. Like David Lynch hears it. Our shitty ass podcast.
Well, yeah. I mean, we
That
do
would be the
we do have
greatest.
our 6 degrees going on.
That's what I'm saying.
We've
That's
got
hey, listeners, that is the greatest of the greatest. If we can somehow find a way to get this podcast into the ears of the master himself.
we do have our one like possible connection. We have our friend Adam Robinson,
All right.
who's been awesome about supporting us on socials. Really hope you're listening, Adam. If so, hope you're doing well. It'd be great to see you. He is good friends with Kimmy Robertson.
All right. All right.
So I don't know if I know he's tagged her in a couple of posts that we've shared. Not sure if we've caught her attention or not yet.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it
But
because
yeah,
eventually just break her down. Break her down. What I'm saying is it would be awesome if the final goal of this podcast, at the end of our journey, we could have David Lynch on our show. Just the three of us. We could talk.
I'd be happy with any Twin Peaks cast member. Lynch would
No.
be a
Sure.
platinum
Sure.
trophy for
Sure.
sure.
Okay, fine. We can have, Kyle MacLachlan or whoever. That's fine. That's awesome. But let's be honest. If we could somehow wrap the season finale of this whole podcast thing with David Lynch, wouldn't that be fucking sick?
Oh my God, it'd be amazing.
And we could just be like, I don't know what to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, right. I've never interviewed.
I have a film on
Cooler
Amazon
before.
Prime too. I'm a film.
Well, let's put it out in the universe there. Mr. Lynch, if you're watching, if you're listening, come on our show. We'd love to have you. We'd love to talk.
Dude,
I promise we won't make you explain it.
Yeah, we don't want
We
you to
just want
explain it at all.
We just want you to hear how you made it.
You know what? Honestly, if you were into being on our show anyway, just to be on our show, yeah, we would not want you to explain it at all. Just like be a sounding board to bounce shit off of. Anyway.
Yeah, we'd love to do like another slice of Lynch.
That'd
Just
be
hear
awesome.
that story. It would be. All right. So
All right.
as
Yeah.
long as we're, dreaming. Anybody got the winning lottery numbers?
I don't know. If you do, send them to our email address.
Right, that is blankasafartpod@gmail.com. Blankasafartpod@gmail.com. Socials, blank as a fart on Instagram, blank as a fart on Facebook, blank as a fart on Threads. Nah.
And we're a podcast available on all the major platforms: iTunes,
All the
Spotify, Amazon, Audible, Google, you can still get it, but it's going away at the end of the year. So fuck you, Google people. I don't know. Google hates shit. So
Who uses Google for podcasts
I don't
anyway?
know. Anyway, and then you can also
Yeah,
find us on youtube.com/Milkman Pictures if you want to look at us talk to each other as sexy human beings, because we are the most
right.
sexy male, like, what do you call
Je
it?
ne sais quoi.
Yes. Anyway, whatever.
Yes. See our handsome faces and our interesting workspaces.
And then we do Twitch stream our show usually Wednesday night at 8
Usually
p.m.
Wednesdays,
But
unless one of us has a kick-ass show to go to.
yeah, or is sick, or can't work, or whatever, or we're just fucking dying. Usually,
Human things happen.
honestly, at this point, it's all been my fault that we've been late, because Gabe has been a pillar of fortitude.
Oh man,
I always come up and be like, I can't do it Wednesday.
I do cut it pretty close to the wire sometimes. Sometimes I struggle to make sure I'm prepared for the episode. I
Well,
feel like I've come in a little underprepared for a couple, but I think we're hitting our groove now. I think we've got our timing down, we've got our system down. I think we're rolling. I think we got momentum,
as of right
and there's nowhere to
now,
go but up.
next week, Wednesday at 8 p.m., we're good. Unless
That's right.
one of us starts shitting out of our mouths, or, something stupid. Anyway.
Or some other orifice that we would
Yes,
normally shit out of.
exactly. Our nostrils or ears.
Right, yeah. Because frequently I shit out of my nose
Shit out of
and
my
my
nose.
ears.
All right. Send us out,
We'd
Gabe.
better cut it off now, folks. Thanks for watching, listening, tuning in, subscribing, liking, and sharing. We hope to see you all next week. Please tune in and please enjoy all of our previous episodes. You know where to find them. We've told you often enough this week. Thanks again, everybody. We love you all. Join the path of Gandhi. I love you, Sheriff Truman. See you next week.